The following broadcast is intended for mature audiences. These are real people sharing very real, deeply personal experiences. This content may be considered triggering for others and for those who are sharing. The chat room is a privilege intended for discussions and sharing. You are not being asked to agree, but you are being asked to stay civil and refrain from personal attacks. Listener discretion is advised.
All right, welcome back to Am I Mental, a weekly podcast where people share real stories about living lives with real, mental health issues or things that impact mental health. I am your host, E, and with us, as always, is the co-host, Bexy.
Hello, everyone.
And next week should be the return to KZ. He's not going to be able to come back full-time, but he is going to come back for a few episodes here and there. It'll be nice to have him back, though. Tonight, we are going to be talking to someone that I have known for quite a long time, who has been through hell and back again and is living their best life. But before we get started on that, if you want to help out our show and help us keep growing, best way to do that, share our episodes. Find the episodes that resonate with you and share them with others, or find episodes that you think will resonate with someone else if you know they're going through something. Our show's been credited with saving lives. It'd be nice to be able to keep saving lives. And if you want to do more than just help us grow that way, if you want to give us a little financial boost so we can keep growing, you can go to amimental.net/donate. There's a number of ways to donate there. And we also have a Teespring store. We have t-shirts, stickers, face masks, tote bags, just a bunch of stuff. And if there's anything that you would like, just let us know and we'll go ahead and get it. And also, if you're interested in coming on the show, all you have to do is email us at guests@amimental.net. And also, if you have Spreaker app on your phone or your devices or whatever, subscribe to us, like us, follow us. Whenever we go live, you'll get a notification. I tend to send out blasts to a lot of people, but I tend to forget people too. So the best way for you to get a notification to know we're going live is to have that app and follow us. Without further ado, we have our guest, Sarah. And that is not Sarah.
Yeah, totally. You have my dog. That's Gigi. Knock it off. Knock it off. Sorry about that.
It happens. So
it was timing.
Oh, of course. With this podcast, with my luck and this podcast, of course. Of course. So, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what we're going to talk about tonight?
Well, yeah, okay. Hi, I'm Sarah, and I guess we're going to talk about whatever comes up. We're going to talk about my drug addiction, which was like a 2-time occurrence. Most people are like, oh, yeah, no, I did that once, and I quit, and I was all good with it. Yeah, I don't learn very well very quickly. So I do things a couple times before I really get them.
So it's not just the hard way once. It's just like, was that really the hard way? Yep, that was the hard way.
Yeah, really, maybe we can. No, we've got to check things out a couple different times.
So, of course, my curiosity, where I'm thinking, is like, when did you start? Like, what did you start with? When did you start? How old were you?
Well, so that all depends on points of view, all right, as to what a drug is, right? Right.
Some people say that pot's a drug. Some people say it's not. And some, I know. I get that.
Right. Is alcohol a drug? Blah, 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 all that shit. So for me, I'm getting alcohol's not a drug for me. Well, it is because we drink a lot of alcohol in our family and I know exactly what it is. But growing up where we grew up, it's alcohol.
Oh yeah.
So
if you didn't, if you didn't have a buyer by the time you were 16, you were failing in our hometown.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I got drunk the first time when I was 12, 13 years old. which really, with like all said and done, the people I was hanging out with wasn't a super odd thing. I actually, I held out for, I was a really good kid. All right. I was a very, very good uh, young teenager. I was really good if I really look back on it. I had a lot of friends that did a lot of drugs. I mean, a lot of stuff really, really early on. And I was always like, yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
And then I smoked weed once and it did nothing for me. And then I did it again, and that got to my head, and I liked it.
Yeah.
You know,
I still
I
remember
laughed
the
my
first time.
ass off. God, I laughed my ass off, and I was like, hell yes, dude. It's fun to laugh this much. I'm down. Let's do it.
Yep. I held out on drinking until I was 18.
Did you?
Yes.
Wow.
I've never smoked tobacco at all in my life.
Oh,
And I started smoking weed when I was 19 or 20.
I started smoking cigarettes when I was 12.
Damn.
Hold on. Wait. Are you ready for this? I quit smoking cigarettes 32 days ago.
Congratulations.
Yeah. That's really what I consider my last monster. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I have some
That's
friends
amazing.
that they have this app that it tells them how many cigarettes they haven't smoked, how much money it saved them, and how much time it saved them. So they can look at it every day and go, damn, this is adding up fast.
Yeah. So that's totally my last monster. So I'm like, woo, all right, there we go. I'm done.
That's awesome. Seriously, you know what?
Thanks.
Actually, I think I might
I'm
have
super proud of myself on that one. I will pat the holy hell out of my own back on that one.
You know what? I actually have a sound effect for this. You can't hear it, but yeah, there's a big thing of applause happening right now in the background.
I get it. I'm with you. Yeah, so I guess, like all things said, you could actually say it started with cigarettes.
You know what? You wouldn't be the first person to ever say that. Ozzy Osbourne's very famous for saying that cigarettes started him down the pathway for everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Like all things said and done, you could totally say it started with cigarettes because, like your first cigarette is a huge head change.
Yeah, I've heard. I've never done it. I've been told by I was married to a smoker and I dated some smokers. Don't ask me why. I don't really know because I'm a non-smoker and I really hated the fact that they smoked. But
yeah, but you got past that and you knew the person,
yeah,
and that's a different story.
It is. But they also one of them said that they started smoking cigarettes after they started smoking pot because they were told that smoking a cigarette after you smoke pot increases the high.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember that one.
Yep.
I totally remember that.
So yeah, that's what got them smoking cigarettes. So I'm like, okay.
Oh my God.
But I couldn't do it. I just, it's never been an option for me.
Oh no, and good for you. Good for you, because let me tell you what. I can quit meth twice, but cigarettes took me years and years and years. So, like that for me, that says a lot.
Nice. Yeah.
You have a couple of comments already. Kat says, "Congrats, Sarah." Javern says,
Thanks.
"Sarah, you rock." And Kat also says, "I never understood that. They taste nasty."
Oh my God, you know what? They taste horrible. And I was a super conscientious smoker. I knew they were gross. I knew they were disgusting. And I was like that person, one of few people that would remove themselves completely from crowds of people because my habit is my habit and you shouldn't have to suffer with it.
Now, see, I actually have a lot of respect for that. Being a lifetime secondhand smoker, I appreciate not having that happen.
Yeah. It is. It. I know it stinks. I was super aware of all, like very, very self-aware of it. A lot of people had no idea that I smoked.
Yeah, I didn't. Like, I mean, seriously,
You know?
I had no idea that you had gone through the shit that you've gone through until I started seeing you post about it, and I was like, holy shit, you know?
It's been a ride, man. It's been a hell of a ride. It's been a long, wacky ride.
Tavern says, cigarettes smell great. The smoke does. Weed does too. Been around both, but I will never do either of them. And Jen says, the first time I ever used a dab pen with pot vape, I also laughed hysterically. Someone was making a reference to their dead cat, and I was expressing sympathy while laughing.
That sounds right. That sounds right. Seriously.
Right? Laugh at a funeral. Get you through it.
Man. I was one of those ones that when I got stoned, I'm not functional. I am just not a functioning person.
I was a super functional pothead. Super. For a long time.
Yeah, I always envied people like you that could do that. And like, I got stoned. I could barely even do my job. And at the time, I was working at Burger King, of all fucking places. You know? Work in the kitchen. It's the easiest job there is.
I got into a lot of crap. So, like, it was one of those, it's weed. Sure. I mean, we were leaving at lunch and going smoking pot up at the Circle on the mountain. I was coming back at lunch from taking a bunch of mushrooms and sitting there in Steve Helfont's class and painting my brains out. All right, like legitimately, like because the senior year I had lunch and then I had 6th period off and I planned it. Sorry. So I planned it so that I could have 6th period off and then go back to school because I loved Helfont. He was one of my very favorite teachers. And it was drama. I was like, dude, it's drama. Are you saying yes, I'll go back to school specifically for drama with Helfont. And yeah, ooh man. I was actually he was one of the people that offered me help when I was super fucked up.
That's awesome. Yeah, he could have. There's a number of ways he could have gone, knowing what he obviously figured out, and that was awesome of him to do what he did.
He was, because he was what I call it, the skip it English teacher, and he started out freshman English my freshman year, and then he moved to sophomore English my sophomore year, and then junior English my junior year.
So you had him like the entire time.
I had him year after year after year, and we would write these essays. And I've always been like a very bare my soul person. I am the heart on my sleeve. Like, you're never really going to question exactly what's going on. Fuck it all. Here I am. I don't give a shit. And I laid some shit down on paper, like legitimately in like, storytelling format, obviously not including myself in it, but there was one point in time he was like, look, man, if you ever need help and you like actually need someone to talk to, let me know.
Yeah, he was a real stand-up dude. It wasn't
that asshole adult like push, like, oh, you need fucking help. No, it was like, hey, you might have an issue, and if you need someone, let me know.
That's cool. That's what I miss him. I had more fun. We took a band trip. And he came along as a chaperone. I had more fun on that trip than any other trip I ever had with, through the time I was in school. Oh, yeah. So, quick little story I have about Mr. Helfont. So, it was my junior year, and I had him for... Was it? Yeah, it was my junior year. I had him for English. And we were writing our essays, and I wrote mine last minute, because that's just what I do. And turned it in. And then about a week later, he had read all the essays and he was in class. He's like, all right, so I have 2 essays I'm going to use as examples. One of them was written, obviously, the night before. And I'm thinking, oh, shit, And one, obviously, they took a lot of time and effort to really put a well-thought-out, well-written essay. And it's obviously they did drafts that took a long time. Held up one essay. It wasn't mine. I was like, whew. Like, this one was written the night before. Then he held up mine. And he went, this one obviously took a long time. And I started raising my hand. He said, Eric, put your damn hand down. I'm just, okay.
See? And that's just part of our high school being way different than most, actually.
Yeah, he was one of the few shining lights in our time there. That school was dark.
Yeah. It was a different place. It still is. It's very it's a very strange it's a very strange place in general. That town is a strange place. That area is a strange place. I love it in one form, but then in another, it is soul sucking.
Exactly. It's like, I love that town. I love the mountain, like, more than I could ever express. Exactly. I love that mountain. But
I go back to hike.
Man, I hate the people.
Yeah, I go home to hike. Literally, I drive 8 hours to hike up to Heart Lake.
Oh, I love Heart Lake.
I go home to, you know what I mean? I go home to hike. And I go home to be the mountain and go be my hippie ass self, fucking out running naked in the woods and shit, doing my thing. Like, I go to reconnect and be who I am.
For the listeners out there, it was not uncommon for you at any age during any day of the year. Like, seriously, even in winter, it was less likely, but you'd still see it. You would see someone toplessly standing with their arms towards the mountain in the middle of a fucking parking lot in downtown. And you're just like, and they just sit there, they're worshiping the mountain. It's like, dude, get a shirt on. Or they'll be full on nude. And it's like, the cops are going to bust your ass.
You were so used to it. And, you like, not to stereotype anything, because I'm not. I'm actually not stereotyping a damn thing. I'm being super honest.
Right.
In the summer, you could drive into town and smell the patchouli oil.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not I'm just saying. That's not literally you could get out of your car in any given parking lot and smell patchouli oil.
Yep. There were that many hippies, and it's not even a joke.
You have crystal shops in that town, don't you?
There are like 19 crystal shops in a town of like 2,800 people and like 42 dispensaries. It's a fucking
wow.
Like when we were in high school, it was kind of cool being able to say we had 3,500 people at 3,500 feet in elevation, but the town is now 2,800 people. It's dying. I mean, you could go into any crystal shop and buy crystals. You could go and get books, coffee. You could buy all sorts of really weird.
No. You cannot get coffee anymore. You cannot get coffee anymore.
We could. When we were in school, we could.
Oh, okay. I'm like, no, that's gone.
Yeah,
all right.
we had Coffee and Confusion, which became Coffee Connection.
Yeah. But you couldn't buy underwear.
Yeah, no, you couldn't buy underwear. You could buy socks thanks to Thrifties and Payless, which then became Rite Aid.
My dad's hardware store, totally.
Yeah,
like we had some shit. We had shoes and shit. We had your ass covered.
Yeah, but you wanted underwear? Get in the car and drive.
Yeah, you're going to Reading or Milford.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow.
Which is how you end up becoming a drug addict.
I don't know how I avoided it. Honestly, it's not like I ran in circles that had a lot of pressure, but there was still pressure. So, I mean, I was in the nerdy outcast Dungeons & Dragons playing people. We didn't do any of that shit. And then I started running with different circles, and I started drinking. I started smoking pot. I did shrooms. And that's as far as I ever got.
So, okay. I know it's gonna come up why and how and blah blah blah. And I actually this has been gnawing on my mind. And I really actually so there's this progression, right? But the progression comes from who you decide to put yourself with.
I can agree with that.
Okay. So it doesn't come from any really looking back on it. I can step back after this comment, and if you remind me, because short-term memory, blah blah blah. But
oh yeah.
I can step back and try to tell you where I was at that point in time.
Yes, I
But
am
like
very
the
curious
fun I
about
have
that.
right now with this is that looking back on it, I simply chose. I literally, not consciously by any means, not consciously by any means. Those were the people and like the crowd and the thing that I chose and decided I wanted to be. Like I had, how where we went to school worked, okay? So it's not like as we discussed before we actually got on live, it's not like I had a choice at being anonymous. Okay, there's no
No,
anonymity in it.
there's
Like
no anonymity.
it doesn't exist there. Okay, so that's not a choice. So in bigger places, you have that choice. So now you have to remove that option. All right, and that option is a place that a lot of kids hide, which is okay and it's comfortable and it's actually super fucking safe.
Right, and
All right.
for perspective for a lot of people out there, our high school total population was under 400 students.
Dude, we graduated on a gym stage that isn't even a full size stage.
Yeah. Well,
that was our graduating class.
I graduated from Jefferson. I fucked up my senior year and had to do a super senior year.
Well, good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I think my graduating class was the biggest one. I think we were like 97 people.
Yeah, we were 100 going in. We were the first 100 student class to go in. 75 graduated. 25%.
Yeah, that's also the way it was. But yeah, so like you don't have that option of being anonymous there. So then you have to instead, and there's a false melding. Okay, there is a false melding of people and types. Okay, and it's surface, and you know that. But
yeah.
for whoever the hell out there is listening, there's this very false surface melding of everyone, and ooh, we can do this, and oh, fucking peaceful bullshit, blah 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 blah. And then underneath, it's the click, the click, the click, the click, the click,
yep.
Which is what you have in every high school. But when you take out the option to be anonymous, now you're forced to make a choice.
Yeah,
you have to right? You have to decide. What am I gonna like right now at this fucking pivotal time in my life when I don't have a choice to actually back the fuck up and go hide and run and internalize and figure out who the fuck I am.
Uh-oh. You just muted yourself. Sarah. Sarah. You muted yourself.
Uh-oh.
There we go. Wait.
I'm so sorry.
It happens. But you were talking about how you can't be anonymous, and I was also, what I wanted to point out was that with how small our school was, you had to decide how every clique was going to view you. There was no cliques that you could just be like, oh, I don't care. They don't need to know anything about me. They're going to know about you.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. No matter what. Okay. So you have like these options. Okay. And for me, all right, to stop rambling, because I realize I'm totally fucking rambling because that's what I do.
That's all right.
For me, I chose on the most part to be a chameleon, and I'm really fucking good at it. Okay. And I don't mean that. So you have people who are chameleons in a scary and bad way. And they existed in our high school. Okay. Like, but I was kind of a shapeshifter, you know? I mean, I was a fucking straight A student who...
You were a cheerleader.
Was half of the teacher's favorite fucking person in class. All right, who was a cheerleader, who went to fucking nationals and pulled all that shit, who also worked her fucking ass off, granted for my parents, but fucking, we were working a good like I was there every day after fucking school. Okay. And then I was a fucking skater. All right, because that was my crew, other than the cheerleaders, other than these fucking smart motherfuckers and all. Like, so I picked the chameleon route, but I had like these little, what I'll call, my side gig. All right, I had these little fucking side gigs, and then like my main fucking gig, which was my stoners and my skaters. So we were a bunch of fucking stoners, and then we just like, start smoking a bunch of pot. Well, all right, do you want to try mushrooms? Fucking A, I want to. And my whole thing was like, stay natural, stay natural, stay natural.
Yeah, so stay natural, stay natural. Hey, meth, I don't see that jump.
We didn't hop right into meth. We had to fucking do a bunch of LSD first because the natural progression, very honestly for me, was, okay, hallucinogen mushroom, hallucinogen LSD, right?
Right.
Well, and then LSD, but like the meth thing was a whole. So I remember my sister tried it once, and I remember her, we actually talk about this quite often still. I remember her telling me, don't ever do this stuff. You will never stop.
She knew your personality.
Yeah. She straight told me, she's like, do not even touch it once. You will never stop. Right? And I remember a friend who will remain anonymous, obviously. All right. I remember a friend who was doing it. And she was like, you don't know. And I was like, just fucking stop. She's like, you don't understand. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, oh, yeah, watch this. I'll do it and I'll fucking stop. Yep, wrong. Fucking straight wrong. So I fucked myself into a corner, basically.
So basically, your ego got the best of you.
Oh, completely, 100%. And then, and honestly, she wasn't even part of my main gig. She was like a side friend, right? So there has to be something in there that was like, this is the next step on my own. Looking back,
Yeah.
But at that point in time, these were just the people that I decided that I wanted to be with. And so when you decide that these are the people you want to be with, you do what the people you want to be with are doing. I just did it with a whole bunch of different people. I mean, I got fucking, man, let me tell you what, I got fucked up with a whole rainbow full of fucking people. All right. And I'm not talking about the hippies. I fucking did more goddamn meth with more different types of fucking people than that you would never expect. I remember looking at people going, no fucking way. There is no way you do this shit. You got to be fucking me.
Yeah, it's like now listening to everything that you were involved in and everything you did. Yeah, I could see that meth kind of probably helped fuel you to get you going through all that. I mean, you were in everything, but back in the day, I never would have suspected it. I didn't even know you smoked. So
no. Well, so I can tell you about that too. I can tell you exactly where that comes from, where I know how to hide things. All right. Which sounds horrible. It was a necessity at that age. Okay. But I grew up watching my brother fuck up, and I grew up watching my sister fuck up. All right. And I grew up we moved into Mount Shasta. My brother was already in high school and my sister was already in junior high. I'm the only one that grew up Shasta, really from a young age, grew up Shasta, right? I was barely 8 years. I just turned 8. Actually, I think I turned 8 when we moved there.
Oh, wow.
And the summer that we moved there. Because I started 3rd grade there. But
I would love to say born and raised, but medical emergency may be born elsewhere. But yeah, I'm second generation on both sides for Mount Shasta.
Oh, that's painful. That's painful.
Well, I'd say I was first generation born, but not first generation raised.
Gotcha. Yeah, no. Just so it was just, I don't know. The whole thing was just different. That place was different. I was a fucking mess quite a few times. So wow, so we're gonna I do feel like I'm rambling, but man, I'm totally in my own head right now.
So how old were you when you started meth? I'm curious about that. That one's just driving me nuts.
How old was I?
Yeah.
I actually really have to think about that. It was junior year.
Damn.
So I graduated when I was 17. I had a car. I had a car. So I was 16.
We got some comments going on in there. I'm going to read this one, Bexy.
Do it. Come on.
D just threw out, we probably know other Sarah Mount Shasta is, and it was a small community. Yes, D is from Mount Shasta as well.
Yeah, I don't care. Yay, hi.
You probably know who it is.
Like, as I was starting to talk about this, I was like, everybody knew I was a fucking mess. Anybody who is from there on here is going to know exactly who the fuck I am.
I'm just going to say, if you saw his profile picture, you know exactly who this is. I mean, there is no not knowing.
Legit. I was like, well, and I know you invite people that we know, you know what I mean? Then I know that's why you asked me, are you like, what do you want to be called?
Right.
Like, we all know each other's history. Come on, dude. Half of us know who lost whose virginity to who.
Right.
But it's not like any that I'm saying is a fucking secret.
All right. If you check, I just dropped a picture in the chat for Zoom. So if you go into your Zoom chat, you'll see who it is.
I have a feeling I know, but hold on. I got to find it.
Yeah, I got to see your reaction if you figure this out.
Well,
yeah, there were a few Sarahs in our school.
There were, but really, every other Sarah I knew was so good. Like, I destroyed the name. For the most part. No. Wait, actually, I take it back. Take it back.
There was a Sarah that I was with who wasn't exactly a good girl.
Yeah, I take it back, actually, as I think more and more about it.
I don't know how to get to the chat and Zoom on.
Oh, well, I'm looking, and it's asking me what I want to send, but it's not saying you sent me anything.
Oh.
Spell it out, mofo.
You know what? I got another option. If Facebook would actually load. Anyway, so your junior years when you first got involved with Beth, all because you basically made you wrote.
There are a lot of reasons.
I was gonna say, but I mean, the last one was your mouth wrote a check that you couldn't cash.
So that's, you know what? That's a fucking excuse.
Okay.
Let's call it what it is. All right. Like really, you want me at like, ooh, fuck you. That's an excuse. All right.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that.
You know, we all have internal shit. Okay.
We do.
Unfortunately, and I'm gonna cut this as small as I can because but like I had some serious self-image issues. Okay. And I really thought that I needed to lose not a little, but a lot of weight. Looking back.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You were the tiniest little thing. Okay. It's your story.
Fed shit. We get fed shit and we live on it.
We do.
Okay. So that is a product of me living on shit that I was fed. Okay. And that's what I mean. Looking back on it, I was fucking fine. I was perfectly fine. I did not know that. So if you really want to like actually get into the reason why, honestly, I was like, fucking am going to drop 20 pounds.
I mean, honestly, I thought you were hella attractive.
And I'm going to have fun doing it. And if you want the fucking truth of it, all right, like the nasty fucking hardcore like bones ass truth of it, dude, the days that I was a fucking meth head were the funnest days of my life.
Whoa.
You know, we actually have a listener who actually Nightmare said a few minutes ago, I love meth, but it didn't love me back the same way, so it gave it up 16 years ago.
Right?
So I think people understand that. It's
the most enjoyable, seriously, the funnest days of my whole life. Both times. Even being in it, knowing that I was a fucking mess, knowing that I was just absolutely destroying myself, and that I was I knew in it that I was a fucking mess. But that didn't change the fact that it was highly enjoyable. It was fun. It was, I had a feeling.
You got the message. You found
I had like 100% feeling. I love you.
That's for you, D.
But yeah, like I knew, and everybody does. You all there's not a single fucking person who's ever done this shit and really been addicted to something that can possibly tell me that they don't actually fucking know in their heart that they're addicted to it while they're addicted to it. Whether you admit it or not is a completely fucking different thing. But you know goddamn well that you're fucked up.
Dee says, love you too.
And May actually said something awesome too. I would pay to be as skinny as I was the first time I thought I was fat.
No shit.
I can relate.
Shit. For real. And I wish there were just a little off topic, but not completely. God, I wish
you wish that you knew.
I wish people, I don't want to say girls. I wish everybody, you know what? The thing that I can bring it down to, I can simplify it. Wish everybody knew their fucking worth.
Yes.
I wish you knew. I wish whoever the fuck you are, I hope you know your worth.
I wish that people wouldn't equate their worth to their weight or their looks.
Or their popularity.
Or their
mental illness. It all goes away. Like, what the fuck are we doing to ourselves? It's so wrong. I don't know. It's a poison, right? And so you start doing drugs, and you fucking start doing all sorts of stupid shit, and you turn into somebody you're not.
Yeah, and our town, even without drugs or alcohol, it could still turn you into something that you're not.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. And it's weird, like, and everybody, that place has it's weird cycles. So everybody gets stuck in something. And it's not necessarily like a negative thing. And you know what? No, fuck that. It's not that place. It's everybody gets stuck in something, period. It's not that place. I think it's just easier to see there.
Yeah, it's kind of in your face at all times there.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's just easier to see there. I think it's not so easy to cover up with the buildings and the cars and the shit. I think it's just easier to see.
Yeah, and we didn't have like the Texas style Friday Night Lights. I mean, we
know,
still had our Friday Night Lights, but we weren't like that. I mean, have you seen how big the football stadiums are for high school in Texas?
Yeah.
It's a religion here.
Jesus.
Seriously, high school football is like a religion here.
Oh, I know. My ex was coaching 1.5 million different teams at one time. And I'm like, you're going to fucking kill yourself, yo.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not even just the high school football is a religion there. College football is a religion there. And I'm sure that the NFL is also a religion there. Like, football is life.
Oh, yes.
I kind of want to go to Texas.
Just not right now. A lot of those, a lot of them make it.
Yeah, well, you know? I mean, when you have that kind of pressure growing up, the kids that have the talent, that gets discovered sooner, and they get their talent honed sooner.
You know, but at what cost?
Right. There's a guy, he does these videos every Friday. He drops a new video on what happened to an ex-football player. He focuses largely on the college stars, but he also, a lot of the college stars wind up going pro. He goes by Flemlo Raps. Amazing storyteller. And it was last week, it was Cedric Benson he was talking about, who from his sophomore year in high school became a legend in Texas. By the time he was a junior in high school, he was already an A grade prospect. Then he went to University of Texas. It came out a 5-star prospect and was drafted in the first round into the NFL. And as a player, he was an absolute beast. But, growing up with that kind of pressure, something broke inside of him.
Right?
He was a good person who did bad things, was the best way to put it. Highly recommend listening to it. Even if you're not big into football, just the way that the stories this guy tells are just amazing. They're so good. Okay. They're really good human interest stories. Because he goes,
all right, I'm all about that.
Yeah, he digs way back into like the childhood and relationships with family and he tries to draw these connections. Like, when someone has a problem with alcohol, something ain't right. And it's usually something in their childhood that's broken, especially when you're a star. And it's like, yeah, the guy's right pretty often. I love listening to his stuff.
Sweet. All right. Fantastic. Yeah. Everybody starts doing shit for a different reason.
I started smoking pot because my girlfriend, fiance at the time, smoked pot, and I got curious.
So it's actually, there's been obviously a shit ton of studies on it, and I read a lot, and I like information. Most people start due to proximity. Okay, due to being close to it.
Yep.
Right. So, and I don't mean like kids with parents and this and that and the other, because that's a completely different thing.
That just reminded me of that old late 80s, early 90s. Parents who do drugs have children who do drugs. Where'd you learn this?
Which is super
I learned
funny,
it from
right?
watching you.
I smoked pot for a really long time and like tried to cover it up, tried to hide it from my kid, this, that, and the other, whatever. Right? For like a really, really long time. And I remember the day that I told her that I knew that she knew that I did. Right. And she's like, Mom, I've known forever. Right. And she was only like 13 when I told her that, hey, I know, right. And I was like, okay, I'm just like, now that that's out in the open and comfortable and this and that, I really was like, my hopes and prayers were that she would stay good and clean and not even smoke anything. Don't smoke pot. Don't do anything. Like, try it once or twice. And if I'm going to be honest, I actually told her because she ended up being way too good. And I was like, this is not what I expected at all. Like, legitimately, until she was like 16 and a half. All right. She was like, no, I'm good. She called herself the sober stoner because she was like me for a long time, but she held out a fuck ton longer than I ever dreamed. Oh, yeah. Okay.
My nickname I was nicknamed Stony because I was funny when you were stoned.
Okay. Well, she was the one that hung out with all the stoners and just was like, no, I'm good. Until senior year of high school. And then she started like smoking here and there. Okay. And then she moved to Shasta.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, straight up. And then she moved to Shasta. And she came clean with me not long ago. She's like, Mom, if I hadn't gotten pregnant, we'd be fucking... she was... Sorry, baby girl, I love you so much, but I'm airing all your shit out there.
I'm airing out my laundry. I'm airing out my kids' laundry.
That's all yours coming out.
If I have any laundry on you, you're next.
No, she's straight. She walked in my exact same footsteps, and I knew it. She stopped talking to me for almost 2 years.
Oh, like, yeah, that's when you know.
She called because she absolutely had to, but like, we were on a rough time for a long effing time there. And then she had my grandbaby, she had her baby, and she's like, yeah, we were fucked up. And her boyfriend told me, he's like, if we hadn't gotten pregnant, we'd be homeless again. And I'm like, okay. And I told her, I was like, you think I'm fucking stupid? Nobody lives in their car for the course of a summer with both people working full time if you're and saves nothing if you're not into some serious shit. You're talking about the girl who knows, okay?
Yep.
I mean, for the love of Christ. You think I'm dumb?
And in that area, you have to pay it had to get here somehow fee.
No, yeah.
Because the only things that were natural in that area were the pot and the shrooms. Everything else, it was risky getting it up there because, meth, you had to cook it there. Everybody knew who was cooking.
Oh, well, and a shit ton of people did.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. So, it was late summertime. I was living in my first apartment with my now ex-wife. We were getting ready to get married, and we were hanging out with some really good friends, also had kids, so, it was one of those situations. And we were watching the movie The Game, with Michael Douglas. Yeah. Great movie, by the way.
It's a fantastic movie. Oh, my God, I love that movie.
Right? But it's like, you can watch it a second time, but it's not nearly the same.
No.
Because, But we were watching it, and it was getting close to the end, and we started smelling smoke really heavily. So we paused the movie, and we go look outside, and, there was like this plume of smoke crossing the railroad tracks over to us. We were on, it was Cedar Street. Or was it Pine Street? The same street the hospital's on.
Okay, yeah. Are you serious? Anyway.
Right, of all things. Forgot my first apartment street, whatever. Anyway, so we put the kids in the strollers and bundled them up and took off. Let's go see, hey, there's a fire.
Let's go see. Let's go watch the fire burn.
But that's how boring our town is. Ooh, fire, let's go check it out. Just stay away from, the people that are doing their jobs.
Yeah.
D just threw out Lassen. Yeah, it turns into Lassen, but at that point, it's not Lassen.
Isn't it? It's Pine, I think.
I think it's Pine. I remember I was a tree. Anyway, so we walk over.
You're talking about the street that Mercy Medical's on, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Pine.
Probably. Oh, that's right. Cedar is Mount Shasta Elementary.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
Cedar is definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so
but
it's
I
Pine.
think that's Pine.
Yeah, so we walk over.
Anyway.
And so, on that those little white with blue trim, like threeplex building that was, you go up, damn, I forgot that street now. The one that if you follow it takes you to Sisson.
Yeah, I'm with you. Don't ask me the name, but I'm with you. I know right where you're at.
So, yeah, you cross the street, or you cross railroad tracks, then you wait for the red light, you cross the street, and it was on, right around the corner there was this little threeplex, and it was on fire. And, we ask, hey, what's going on there? And they're like, someone's candle caught their curtains on fire. Yeah, Alma, thank you. D is on point.
I know, he always, I was going to say, he's still there. That motherfucker better know.
Right, exactly. If you still live there, you better know. I haven't.
Yeah, it's been a minute for us.
Yeah. I still haven't been out of the area half my life yet. I still have more than half my life in that area. 23 years.
I was in Arizona for 17 years.
Yeah, I was in that area for 23 years. I'm 44. I still haven't reached that mark. So,
I was in Shasta for 16, and then I hit 17 in Arizona.
Damn. So so they got the fire under control. We went back, and we sat there, and we got to the big climax scene on the game, and we started smelling smoke again. We're like, no way. So we paused the movie, go look out. Yep, sure enough, plume of smoke from the same building.
Shut up.
Turns out they were cooking meth, and they caught the place on fire. And then after the fire department came and put it out, they went back and started cooking again.
Oh, my God.
And they caught it on fire again.
Oh, my God. Because meth heads are brilliant.
Yeah, so this time, after they put it out, an officer stayed behind and waited.
Oh.
They did come back for a third time. They got caught.
Oh, my God. See? It makes you do stupid shit. It makes you do totally stupid shit.
See, and I'm sitting here going, how can, seriously, I don't get that. I don't. Going back for a third time, you have to know they're going to be watching for you.
Well,
I mean, I can see the logic.
insanity.
I can see the logic the second time going, they'll never think of that, we'll do it again.
Right? Totally. But time number 3, dude, come on. It's time to pull your head out.
Exactly.
Figure it out, buddy.
Exactly.
It's time. But people are fucking dumb. People are in, like, I used to have so much faith in the human race. That has waned and rapidly disappeared.
Yeah, now it's like, I mean, also drugs will make you, like pot, I know for a fact, will make you say some of the stupidest shit that after it comes out of your mouth, you're like trying to grab the words to throw them, though no one can hear
You're
that.
like, oh my God. See?
we have a new shirt idea.
Uh-oh.
From May, because meth heads are brilliant.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Hey, man, I just had to rescue my puppy from a freaking meth lab.
Oh, is that where your puppy's from?
The place I got my new puppy from, I reported him to CPS the next day. It was bad.
It hurts.
It was bad.
It hurts, I'm
Like,
sure, to have to report people, but I mean,
it was bad. It was so bad. It was so horrifying. And I don't ever want to see a kid go into the system, because that's a really big choice. Listen, that's a huge choice for me to have to fucking make. Okay.
Right.
To like be like, is this bad enough for me to like actually, well, but then again, as long as I report it, it's up to the authorities from there. You know,
Right.
It's my job as a human to be like, I think something's wrong. I'm going to hand it over to the people who get paid to figure this shit out. Right. But no, like, I walked in, the place was okay. So with my history, I have been in some shady fucking places. All right. I have been in some nasty fucking places, and I'm not one who's quick to judge. All right. So we come driving up to this trailer, and there are like holes in the wall of this fucking trailer, and I'm like, okay. And it's sad, because we're making jokes on the way to go pick up this puppy. Okay, we're making jokes about how we're getting this pit bull puppy, and like, and we know it's at a trailer park, so we just start cracking jokes about how we're picking up a pit bull from a fucking meth house. Holy fuck. Like,
damn.
Seriously, I walk in and there's a blowtorch sitting on the freaking countertop. All right, and I'm like, all right, and I know that there's like dabs and shit as far as THC goes that you can, but when I see the glass pipe next to the blowtorch, now I know that there's actually fucking meth involved. Okay, like, seriously, the place stank like puppy piss, because they had 14 puppies in this like 6-foot fucking kennel with a piss tray on one side of it, and that thing was overflowing onto the carpet. And then I looked up and I see the 4 to 5-year-old, I'm assuming, aged child sitting there, and I'm like, oh, you've got to be like, come, Lord God Almighty, please help us. Seriously, what the fuck?
That is awful.
So yeah. So that one was interesting. That one was. I was like,
yeah, that I would. Yeah. I don't blame you at all for calling CPS. I've never had it call on me, which, you know, it's because
I've had them called on me.
Oof, you?
I've totally had them called on me. I wasn't doing shit. Oh man, yeah. Oh yeah, 100. I had them called on me. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. We got to get into this.
All right. So now the question is, was it justified? Looking back on it now.
No, absolutely fucking not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. And actually, so that's the part, obviously, you just fucking heated me a little bit with that question. Because fuck no, absolutely not. It was not justified. Okay. So I took a page from my daughter's father's mother. All right. Trying to leave names out of this for people who don't want to be involved. All right. So, from my ex-mother-in-law, that's what we'll call her, even though we were never married. All right. I took a page out of her book. And what I mean by that is she had a very open door. Everybody was always welcome. All right. If you needed a place to fucking crash and sleep on a couch, you show up at that fucking house. You're going to be all right. Okay. And my house was not like that. The house I grew up in was extremely sterile. It was not super, like, don't get me wrong, my parents are two of the nicest people you're ever going to hope to meet in your entire fucking life. Like, very legitimately, they are two of the nicest people on the planet. But that doesn't mean when you walk into their home, it feels like a welcoming home. All right. It was, but it just doesn't, it wasn't this complete open door. So I wanted, my daughter, my daughter was not raised in the best neighborhood. Okay. We weren't in like the shithole ghetto, but we were definitely in some Section 8 shit in Arizona. All right. Like, we were one of approximately 5 white families in the neighborhood. And please, nobody get your panties in a fucking bunch about any race shit, please, because I'm not racist. I'm just giving you a demographic.
Right. I get that. You're
sorry.
You're good. Sorry. You're good.
Well, I know, people get their panties in a bunch. So, but
you know what? And
like, I mean,
you're talking about meth use. If they're going to get their panties in a bunch, it'd already be done by now.
Right, it's time to walk away. I don't even know where the fuck I was headed because I got all off on that racing. So bring me back in.
Wait a minute, are we talking about panties? I thought you couldn't buy underwear in Mount Shasta.
No, you can't.
Buy underwear in Mount Shasta, but you can get a blowtorch.
Yep. You could go to Ace Hardware and use pipe fittings to make yourself a pipe.
Hey.
Using brass fittings.
You can get everything you need. Seriously. I don't even know where I was going with that. Anyway.
Sorry. Someone just dropped the name Clayton Bigsby in chat.
Yeah, I know that someone. That's the someone that sent me the Clayton Bigsby video.
Man, that was so funny. Thank you for that, Nightmare. So Clayton Bigsby was a character that Dave Chappelle created.
Yeah.
The blind black white supremacist. Yes.
Yes.
And then he divorced his wife because... No, I'm not going to say it.
Right. We're treading right there. Be careful now.
Look, Dave Chappelle said it, not me. I'm
Blame
giving
it on
him
the black
credit.
Man. Are you serious?
Oh! You had to go there. See, this is one of the reasons I love you, Sarah.
I couldn't not. It was
right there. I get it. Like, as soon as you said it, I was like, damn, I totally set myself up on it for that one.
Okay. All right. Oh, shit. That was good. Oh, my word. Okay. Anyway, what are we doing?
We were talking about CPS being called on you, and you said it was not justified.
Okay, yeah, CPS. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Arizona went through this shithole thing. Okay, so we lived in the ghetto, blah, 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 blah. It wasn't a good neighborhood, but it wasn't absolutely fucking horrible. All right. So anyway, on that, I always had an open door policy. All the kids knew they could come to my house. I fed half the fucking kids in the neighborhood. Even when Mackenzie was in Shasta for summers visiting family there, I took care of fucking kids in the neighborhood. I took kids in that neighborhood out to fucking dinner. All right. If they needed someone to fucking talk to, they came and talked to Mama Sarah. All right. And I had fucking little motherfuckers knocking on my door from like 7, 8 years old all the way up until they were 18. I waxed boys' eyebrows in my bathroom because I was the one they were comfortable with. I talked about all sorts of things that kids will not talk to parents about, because they needed somebody to fucking talk to. I had that open fucking door. There's a reason I am stating it this way. Because at one point in time, I'm sitting there, Arizona got their ass in a sling, a big sling. I don't know if you like heard about this, but let's see. How old was she? 14. So 7 or 8 years ago, they got in trouble for not investigating CPS call-ins.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear about that?
No, I'm going to have to now.
It was a shit ton of cases that they got caught that they did not go and investigate. People calling in anonymously to report fucking issues into child care and into CPS where they didn't investigate them. Okay. So in that time, I guess my ass got reported. All right. I was reported for sitting. Okay, so supposedly all I did all day long was sit in my neighbor's garage and do drugs. We just sat in there and smoked pot all day. All right, that was my life all day, every day. I sat there and smoked pot. Now, mind you, at this point in time, I worked in a pharmacy and got drug tested regularly. But I sat in the garage with my neighbor and smoked pot all day, which honestly, fine, report me for that. I don't give a fuck. Okay. But the one I have a problem with is when you say that my daughter is walking around the fucking neighborhood going to other people's houses looking for food because I don't fucking feed her. Now we got a problem. Now we have an issue. Okay. So I am sitting there. I walk across the street. My best friend lives across the street from me. And mind you, I've saved her from a million situations. But anyway, it's her son's birthday party and I'm walking home to grab something from my house and this guy's knocking on my door and I walk up and I'm like, can I help you? And he's like, yeah, hi, I'm from CPS. We have this report that you're not feeding your kid and you fucking smoke pot all day. And I'm like, excuse the hell out of me. You want to come in my house and take a look at my fucking pantry? He's like, you're inviting me in? I was like, hell yes, I'll come. You come in, sir. Come check my home out because nothing's wrong here. All right.
Perfect.
So he walked in and I told him, I was like, mind you, I have not gone shopping since last weekend. I said, so it's been a full week since I've gone shopping. And this is the food that is still in my home. And I opened up the pantry and the pantry is full. And I opened up the fridge and the fridge is full. And I opened up the freezer and the freezer is full. And I told him it might not be food that a 12-year-old wants to fucking eat because there's a lot of fruits and veggies and shit involved. But there's food in my home.
Yeah,
there's more than enough in my home.
It's not like your kids, subsisting off of ketchup packets.
Right? So here's my favorite part of this. He says that he needs to talk to my daughter. Okay. I love her to death. She was very overweight as a child. All right. She was not a little girl. She was a big girl. Okay. So,
obviously not malnourished.
I call her over to come talk to this guy and I'm like, Mackenzie, come here. And I say CPS and the blood just drains from her face. And she's like, Mama. And I'm like, honey, you're fine. The guy just wants to ask you some questions. Okay. And so she's like, okay. And he goes, well, your mom's been reported for smoking a bunch of weed in the garage. And he looks at him. She goes, my mom works in a pharmacy. She couldn't get high if she wanted to. And he's like, okay. And then he goes, and it's been reported that she doesn't feed you regularly. Oh, holy hell. Oh my God. It's the most precious thing. I wish I had an opportunity to record it. But this girl, she looks down at herself, looks back up at him, looks back down at her belly, looks back up at him, and literally says, sir, does it look like I don't get fed? And I almost crapped myself. I'm like trying to straight face this whole thing, and I want to high five the holy hell out of her, But legitimately, because she's like, this was reported when she was 8. So this was in the stack of reports that they had ignored that they got in trouble for. So they were backtracking 5 fucking years.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. And if you want the truth, fuck yes, I was getting stoned as fuck in my neighbor's garage 5 years before. All right. I'm not like, I ain't going to tell CPS out at that point in time because I'm not doing that now. And you're not taking my kid nap because I'm, you know what I mean? But my child has always been fed. That is the one thing. Broke as fuck or not, let me tell you what, there has always been a shit ton of food in my house because for me, food is love. Nice. You want to know how much I love you? Let me fucking feed you.
I'm planning a trip now because I want to know how much you love me.
Oh, I will feed the holy.
I tell people all the time, and
I'll feed everybody. Like, I love people so much.
Seriously, grilled cheese is my love language. If I love you, I will make you grilled cheese, and it doesn't matter what.
Okay. All right, I can make you I call it a vampire grilled cheese, girl. I will knock your socks off.
Uh-oh. I hear a throwdown.
You don't even know we got crispy cheese, we got melty cheese, we grill cheese on the outside of the bread.
Ooh.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so
I'm still waiting.
Now we're turning it into a cooking show, ladies and gentlemen. You ain't got no clue.
All right, what was that, Bexy?
I'm waiting for you to show up on my doorstep when I make briskets.
Yeah.
Oh, girl.
Remember, Bexy lives in Texas.
Oh, mama. Feed a girl. Come on. Sorry, I get it. I love food.
Now,
oh my God, I love food.
Of course, as soon as you start talking about crispy cheese, the first thing that pops in my head, for all the people in my area right now, the squeeze in. Oh, God.
What the fuck is this?
Oh my God, the burger looks amazing.
Yeah, with the cheese skirt. I will send you some pictures from, oh my God. And if you ever come here, I'll take you to the squeeze in, and you have to. It's not an option. You have to.
Okay.
Take the toothpick from the bun, put it in your straw, and shoot it into the ceiling. There's like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. I mean, there's thousands of toothpicks in the ceiling.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I got you.
And the way that they do their burgers, they put so much cheese on the burger that the cheese goes onto the grill while cooking.
It's crispy on the outside.
Yeah, so you get the ring. They ask you skirt or no skirt. You want the skirt.
And
they save the skirts for the people that don't want them, so that way you can even order a basket of skirts.
Oh my God! Like just happy crispy grilled cheese.
Yes.
Oh, my life is so good. If I can try that, I can die happy.
Yeah, I mean, and these burgers. I mean, it's like burgers. These burgers look like the messiest, sloppiest, most delicious, beautiful things ever.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, and they started out. The reason they called themselves the Squeeze In was that their first location was so tiny, you had to squeeze in to get anything.
Oh, how cute! That's adorable. I love it. That is adorable. See, I love food. Food, like it never made sense to me that I ever did a whole shit ton of drugs because I took the two things that I loved in my life away. I love sleep and I love food.
Yeah, like, I was gonna say meth is.
You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are you thinking, dude? What are you doing? You're robbing yourself of your happiness. Like
now, you see, pot that makes you eat and makes you sleepy. I can understand that.
No, food is the best. Food is love. It really is.
Although
I was raised,
that was always my reason for not smoking weed was I don't need a drug that makes me sleep more and makes me eat more. And then now, look at me now where I'm like, but pain. So yeah.
He's like, I'm good on that.
Yeah, but I will say that pot will make you create the craziest things, like a plain bagel toasted. When you also toast the lunch meat ham, you put the cheese on it, you put a burger on it, tater tots and Funyuns, boom, with ranch.
Well, let me tell you what though, I guarantee you some of these magical food combinations that we have, like the mac and cheese on a burger, fucking stoner certified, all right? That shit was created by a stoner, and you cannot tell me it's not delicious.
Mac and cheese.
Pizza. A stoner, but it works.
Put what on pizza?
A fried egg. Oh, you have not done this? You have not had like
I'm doing that now.
Okay.
Well, it's like,
fried egg on a burger.
I put fried eggs in my grilled cheese sandwiches, so.
Like, the fried egg on a burger, right?
Hell yeah, like the Royal Red Robin. Amazing.
Okay, so like they started there's this thing where people do like fried eggs on their pizza. So you crack an egg when the pizza's cooking and it fries on fucking top, and yeah.
D's hell no to this.
Horrible. But like I've had all sorts of weird egg, like scrambled egg spaghetti.
I've never done that. I've done scrambled egg
all right,
ramen.
There's a lot of weird shit out there, man. Like you can put some shit together. Scrambled egg spaghetti came from one of my favorite stoners, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" He's just trust me. All right, man. Is it food? Okay, I'll eat it. It's food. We're good. I'll eat it.
Tommy last name just said, that's quiche. course, if you didn't know the word quiche, you'd probably look at it and go, that's quitchy? What the hell's quitchy?
Devern says that he's got to go. This is a good one. Sarah's great. Get her on more. It says, rock on, Sarah. Write a book or do a YouTube channel. This shit would be great content.
Oh, thank you.
It would be.
I've always thought about the book thing. I just don't have the fucking balls.
Now, she also commented that your daughter had balls for doing the, do I look like I miss meals?
Yes.
Oh, that girl got attitude, man.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's got attitude for days.
Now,
you didn't lose me. I'm outside letting a puppy pee.
Oh, I get that. Puppies gotta pee often. Like 1 hour for every month that that's how long they can hold their bladder. So a 4-month puppy.
Yeah, and we're
4
not
hours.
even at that with this one. And for some reason, this one has not pooped today. And I'm like, you need to you've been at a poop factory for 3 days now. Why are you not crapping?
New food?
No, I think he's trying to figure out how to handle Gigi being an asshole to him.
Yeah, I remember when we got our yellow lab pup, my joke was, because of how often she had to go pee, now I know why you're called a yellow lab.
Right.
That dog would come in the house, drink, go out, pee, come back in the house, drink, go back outside, pee. I'm like, seriously? Almost more a groove into the floor.
The dog will drink a tiny little bit of fucking liquid, and 30 seconds later, I'm like, how? It's clear, puppy. It's clear.
It's like
thank God, but for the love of Christ, can we hold off for a minute?
It's like, how did half a cup of water going in turn into 3 cups coming out, and you're not dehydrated?
Okay, so speaking of, here's how is it? I think, I don't know. It doesn't, nothing is proportional. It never works right. If as a female, I obsessively weigh myself, okay? And it's not because I'm a freak like that. It's because I just don't want to buy new clothes because I'm a cheap fucking bitch. All right? No, legit, honestly, I'm so cheap. I'm like, fuck no, I don't want to buy new jeans.
These jeans are not worn out yet.
Which is why I've lived in leggings throughout pandemica right now, because 25 extra doesn't really squeeze into jeans anymore. It squeezes into sweatpants.
Yeah. But
legit, I'm not going anywhere, and I'm not spending money on new fucking jeans. I'm good. So I'll live in fucking sweatpants. But it's been, holy hell. And I went off on another tangent.
So,
it happened.
Go for it, Bexy.
I was going to say the tangents happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so good at that. I really am. And I'm telling you, sometimes sometimes we'll just never come back.
Yeah, we did that one video chat. Was it 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, something like that? It was a little while ago.
I think it was about 2.
Yeah, and we hadn't we would say hi to each other in passing on Facebook, basically. And we'd catch up a little bit on Facebook Messenger, basically. Then it's you know what? Let's actually talk. We talked for 3 fucking hours. And my wife was like, "What the fuck?" I'm like,
"It was fantastic,
sorry,
though."
I was sorry, it's just what we do.
Well, it's rare to find comfortable people.
May, she's all same. My damn chub rub destroys my jeans, but I will patch that shit to high heaven.
I have jeans, but I live in leggings now.
Yes.
I've given up.
Well, I live in shorts, but I have some nerve damage on the tops of my legs thanks to sunburns and an asshole sun. But
What? For real?
Yeah, so I got a really serious sunburn. Went fishing with my dad, and you sit in the boat, and my legs just got, torched. You could put your hand,
really?
hold your hands near my legs, you can feel the heat radiating off of them kind of burn. And my son at the time was 5 years old. He comes up and he like threatens to slap my legs. I'm like, don't you dare. And he just takes both hands as hard as he can. Bow!
Oh my God.
Ever since then, the tops of my legs tingle in pain constantly. Like,
oh God, that's horrible.
Fortunately, I'm on a med that's for my depression that actually it does also works for diabetic nerve pain. Well, pain is nerve pain. Guess what? I can drum on my legs again. But I miss a dose or two, and my legs are on fire again. Or if I wear jeans for more than like a day, my legs get just on fire. It's like I'm being bit by ants constantly.
Oh, that feeling horrible.
Yeah, so I'm always in shorts because they don't rub on my legs.
Oh, God.
It's the tops of my thighs. Horrible. Yeah, so like a lot of people are like, why are you wearing shorts when it's like 40 degrees out? I'm like, well, one, I grew up in the mountains. And two, This is way more comfortable than the alternative.
Oh, yeah, have something rubbing on. Yeah, fuck that.
And also, the cold air on my legs feels amazing. So I'm like, I'll go outside, see my breath. I'll put a jacket on, but I'm still in shorts.
I can't do that shit, dude. I got older and I'm like, I don't do this cold thing. It hurts.
So you remember my little clique of really, really close friends, right?
What now?
Do you remember my really close clique of friends? Like my tightest tight-knit group? And the one dude that was known for his violence?
Yes.
If you remember, he used to wear a parka and shorts, even when it was like snowing
all the fucking time.
I get it now.
All the time. That's my nephew. My nephew lives in Big Fork, and that little fucker will walk around. He met us legit. He met us for his birthday lunch when I was up there visiting. Straight walking in freaking shorts, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it is literally a high of 2 degrees today. You're cruising around in shorts.
Yep, and then he does that little crooked smile. Yeah. And so.
Doesn't matter. What's up? It doesn't bother me.
And he had, I have to say it, he has the crazy eyes that are also the most beautiful eyes I think I've ever seen. Like, seriously, if you ever looked at his eyes, they were gorgeous.
Super pretty.
Yeah, I was like, you should have been a girl.
With those eyes, boy, you could have made it somewhere.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just those eyes. It's just, like, are there eye models? Because, yes.
There are eye models. There's every kind of model.
Yeah.
If there are foot models, there are definitely eye models, okay?
All right, so there is a question I have to ask.
Yeah.
When did you quit meth the first time? And how long were you sober or away from it before you got into it again? And why did you go back? I gotta know.
Okay. Now this gets a little okay. All right. If there is any like super emotional people out there that like are empathetic, fucking hold on to your hat.
Okay, Bexy, you heard it.
I heard.
I'm going to try my best on this. All right. So back up. First question. When did I quit?
Yes.
The first time? Actually, that's kind of a fucking crazy story. I'll give you the when and the how. And I might be broken because I'm also trying to make sure my puppy stays alive through this conversation.
And May's bracing herself. She's also very empathetic.
Are you? It's not really like I'll lighten up on it, and I have to. I'll definitely keep a lot of detail out of it. But dude, shit got really fucked up for about 5 years there. Later on in life. But so the first time, so junior in high school is when I started. Holy hell, I partied my goddamn brains out. I had so much fun. I got down to like 97 pounds.
Wow.
Holy hell.
Yeah. Well, I was cheerleading. We were going to national competition, so I was practicing more than normal. All right. There was a handful of us, and that's all I'll say, that were like, having our fun together and shit. I was working all the time.
Weren't you a flyer?
No, fuck no. I was told I was too big to be a flyer. You remember that shit? You remember that shit feed?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's a little more of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I was too big to be a flyer, but I understand that because I'm actually intensely muscular naturally. Like I'm
Yeah.
a strong, I really am. I'm a very fucking strong little girl, and I don't like work out. I can carry a lot of weight. I have a lot of muscle. That's just I don't know why. Um, so I got down to like 97 pounds. Um, my mom was so proud of me. I was skinny and I was I was doing great in school and my room was always clean and I was doing great in cheer and all this shit and everything was so great and she was totally blind to the entire thing and I can't blame my parents for that because they're very drug naive. Okay, my mom has tried marijuana one time and my father has never touched these shit. All right, so it's really easy to get away with murder when your parents have no fucking clue about anything.
Yeah.
All right,
I can believe
and
that. My
that's part of
parents,
the
my parents did
community.
everything, so they knew.
Well, see, but that was also part of the chameleon. I knew what it took to get away with shit in my household from watching my brother and sister. I knew you get good grades, you come home on time, you maintain a job, and you're in the fucking clear.
Yeah, actually, the way I got away with it with my parents is I told them the truth and they didn't believe me. So,
Oh, that's funny shit. That's funny shit.
it's like, so what'd you do last night? Oh, I went up on the mountain, got drunk. Yeah, what'd you really do? Okay, I went over to my friend's house and played Dungeons and Dragons. Literally, went to the mountain, got drunk, then went to the house and played
Right.
Dungeons and Dragons. I told the truth the entire time.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was at a friend's house one night, and actually, and I had been gifted. God, what a great present! I had been gifted a couple of 8 balls from my ex-boyfriend who had decided he wanted to try to stop fucking doing meth. So, and he had been selling it. So he gifts me a couple of 8 balls, and I went on a fucking really good 14-day run with a friend. I hate to say I was a really good drug addict, but I was a very responsible drug addict. All right. I was as healthy as you could come when it came to being a meth head. I was consciously healthy about it. What I mean by that is I made sure I ate one full meal every day. And I made sure I got at least 3 hours of sleep every night.
Wow, and from my
Because
understanding,
your
that's
body
difficult
cannot
to
survive without sleep and without food. You cannot live without these things. Like your brain starts to deteriorate, all that shit starts to happen. I made sure I ate and I made sure I slept. I got really into self hypnosis, and that's how I'd put myself to sleep.
do. Okay.
And I actually learned it in Rita. What's her name? Her psychology class. Fucking Miss Falls.
Oh
I
my
learned it-
god, I had forgotten about her.
Totally. I actually that whole month of like self meditation and shit that they do the very first fucking month.
I never
her-
took her psychology class.
Okay, well, that you do like seriously, like the first 2 weeks or a month, some shit like that in her psych class is all about self hypnosis and self meditation and all this shit. So I legitimately learned how to work through my fucking methamphetamine
Thanks,
in her
Teach.
psychology class. So I was a super healthy meth head, right?
Yeah, we already got a 14 days. Holy shit comment. So yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh man, it was a run, and I got stories after stories after stories on that one. Like, oh god, me and my friend walked in to go watch Pulp Fiction, and we were super late. We legitimately walked in at the point where she's fucking overdosing, and then they slammed the fucking needle into her heart, and we were like, I'm out.
That
We both got up and walked the fuck out. I was like, I can't do this. I'm good.
hit a little
I
too
am
close to
out.
home.
Oh yeah, that was a little much.
Wow.
And then what did we do? We went and fucking did a couple of lines. Straight up, I'm not fucking joking. So fucking dumb. But anyway, so at the end of this like 13 to 14 day run, I was legit starting to see shit that wasn't there, and I had an okay amount left. I don't know how much, and this fucking bag left, and I was at a friend's house, and I didn't smoke it at that time. All right, in high school I only snorted it, and I remember pouring out a line on this mirror and railing it up and getting it all chopped up and fucking laid out. And I took the straw, my little tooter, and put my face down to that mirror. And I didn't actually look at the line. I fucking ended up seeing myself, but like seeing myself.
Gotcha. It was one of those moments.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, it was this super realization of, dude, look, you are sunken in. Like, I looked like hell. I just looked like hell. I looked like death warmed over, and very legitimately, I handed all my shit to my friend, and I was like, I'm done. And people have a really hard time believing this, but I went home, I went to bed, and I fucking woke up 3 days later, and I was like, not straight through, but got up and drank, got up and ate a little bit, went back to bed, and fucking got up 3 days later, and
your body needed to recover.
I'm fucking good, dude. I'm done. I'm good. Yeah. So that was time number one.
I'm gonna be a jerk. Hey, Texas.
Yeah.
Guess what, Texas? I'm running my AC right now because my office is getting too hot.
You're a dick.
I'm going to refrain from saying what I want to say.
Just say it.
Kiss the whitest part of my ass.
Yes! Are you seriously cornering him? Be nice to him and leave him alone. Come on, Bubba.
All right, so you saw yourself in the mirror, and it's basically like you saw your own soul withering, it sounds like.
I knew I was wrong. I knew things were not okay, and I knew, like I said before, you already know it when you're in it. But it's like a bad relationship.
Yeah.
It is. It's like a bad relationship. You might see it, you might know it, you might know all about it, but it takes you to do something about it, and it can often take a really long time. Gigi, leave him alone.
So basically, that was the moment where it became real.
Oh, super real. Knock it off. Sorry, you're going to totally hear me bitch out my pit bull right now.
It's all right. Yeah, I got yelled at for too soon on the joke. Got some people laughing. I'm like, never too soon.
No, there is. Are you serious? Too soon?
Right, and then...
Fuck no. Like, that is the ripest fruit out there. Pluck it when it is ready.
Yep. The Nightmare just said, don't mess with Texas unless you're snow.
Exactly.
When do we all get so goddamn sensitive, man?
I don't get it. I don't like it. You can't have
I'm not
fun
trying to
anymore.
be a dick. My heart goes out to anybody who's ever struggling with anything, all right? Because we all have shit. We all do. Okay? But honestly, like, if you can't joke about your shit, go see a fucking shrink, please.
I could get on board with that. Well, it's like, we grew up in a town where pipes bursting happened.
Gigi, knock it off.
You get so much snow, roofs would cave in.
But I'm also going to say we also came from a time where neighbors helped their fucking neighbors.
Yeah. And Texas didn't get nearly as much snow as that we get, but our town was designed for it. Their state is not designed for it. So, yeah, this is
not at all.
There's people there for the first time. I mean, the last time it snowed in some of these areas was 1985. It's been that long. So there are people who legit have never seen it snow in Texas that are now freezing their asses off in homes that are designed to stay cool, not warm.
Yeah.
Pipes are bursting, and they don't know how to deal with it. And I feel for them. I really do. All kidding aside, I really do. But the jokes are coming. Kind of like when there was an earthquake over near New York. First thing that California did was like, everybody okay? You guys okay? Buildings are fine? And like, yeah, some plaster fell, but we're all okay.
Right?
We consider a 4 an earthquake? We consider that stirring our coffee. But seriously, I hope you're okay.
Oh my God. Otis, you're killing me, Smalls. Come here, Bubba. You can't eat my Buddha. Come on. All right. Come on.
And now Nightmare's talking about green energy. You know what, dude? That's what I do for a living now. I work in solar now. But
do you?
I do.
Your bet.
But you know what? It's a growing industry that's not going away. So
No, it's not. Just like technology.
yeah, it's a good place to be.
Yep. Jeej, get in your bed now.
Also, kind of like geriatrics. There's always going to be people that need geriatrics.
You know what we're gonna need? We're gonna need a whole lot of really good and loving shrinks out there, real fucking soon.
Well, that's kind of funny that you say that because, like, my daughter's group, she's not going to be a teenager this April. That kind of hurts. She's my teenage daughter. But
Yeah.
a lot of her class were all looking at majoring in psychology. She actually started majoring in psychology. She's changed her major. But
it's gonna be flooded.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that's what they're doing. It's for, like, I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's a sign, when you have a generation that's like a bulk. I wouldn't say the majority, but a plurality of these kids want to be psychologists. That brings so much hope to finally breaking the stigma, finally getting some actual help, finally helping to get us around this corner from, oh dear Lord, our mental health system is so broken.
Oh, it's really hard to. Yeah, okay. I'm not arguing that it's broken, all right, but it's hard to have a good and functionally working thing when it's so very new.
Yeah.
Because relatively speaking, it is a very new thing. Like the seriousness of it and the acceptance of it and people really actually not thinking it's a fucking quack gig. That, relatively speaking, compared to other medicines, is an extremely new thing. And it's really, really hard to have something function well when it's in such a new era and such a new space of its own life.
Right, and unfortunately we had a major setback with our mental health system back. A lot of people love him as a president, but this is one black eye. Ronald Reagan.
Oh, yeah.
We had nationalized.
Oh, yeah.
We had nationalized mental health
God.
until he came along. And there was a lot of abuse. There was rape. There was molestation. I mean, it was nasty.
Oh, yeah.
And instead of
it was
fixing it,
horrible.
I will say, he did the libertarian thing, and he was a libertarian at heart. He got rid of it.
But it was still the era of lock him in a cage.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, or chain him to a bed, and we don't know what to do with them, and we don't want to even try or put the money towards figuring it out.
Right, but that set us back so far that we are just now starting to come out of it. It looks like.
Yeah. Barely.
Yeah.
Barely.
It was
barely.
It's you're climbing out of a hole, and then they take a shovel and they break your fingers to make you fall back down the hole again. That's kind of how it felt.
Well, but at the same time, it's not only that. Feelings are icky things.
They are. They're messy. They're irrational. They're illogical.
Let's really break it down into exactly what the fuck it is. Like, feelings are icky things, all right? Because that is an internal looking to figure that out, and that is fucking uncomfortable. And it takes some bravery that some people sometimes don't have without somebody pushing them to fucking face that, hey, I have these broken parts.
Right. And in our society for a long time, especially like our parents' generation and all the generations before that, you didn't address the broken parts. They're not broken. You just, knuckle down, buckle up, buttercup.
Well, but and not only that though, but we've been fed our parents' poisons.
We've been you pass your demons on to your children. I believe that 100%.
I'm gonna fucking back it up to like there was this era of books, you know what I mean? Like the girl wash, especially for females, not to fucking put things into genders, blah blah blah, whatever fucking, but like girl wash your face, shit like that, right? So there's like this whole like succession of like these empowerment books and the drop your shit books, but one of them was You Are a Badass. All right, and I'll tell you that fucking book is like, if you've never read it and you need to actually get rid of some of your fucking parental luggage, that whole book concentrates on how you're actually a creation of what everybody wanted you to be. And that's where a lot of our internal struggle comes from, is that you think you're actually who you wanted to be, but all of this external fucking shit about like, with the best of intentions, all right, with all the best of intentions, you're actually at a war with who you were told you were supposed to be.
Well, I mean, and again, we all know where the road is paved, the road to hell is paved with best intentions.
Well, and that's what my daughter, when she found out she was pregnant and she actually started talking to me again and all that stuff. Like, I think she was about 5 months pregnant and she calls me crying and I'm like, oh, fucking pregnant hormones, what's up? And she's like, I'm totally going to fuck this baby up. I'm going to fuck this child up. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, Mom, I'm just going to screw this kid up. And I was like, of course you are.
It's your job.
Right? And she goes, what do you mean? I said, if you love your child, you are going to completely fuck them up with the best of intentions. You're going to fuck them up with love. I said, you're not going to beat her. You're not going to starve her. You're not going to do the bad fuck up. You're going to try to guide her. But no matter what, yes, you are going to fuck your kid up. That's what we do.
And the goal is to fuck your kid up a little bit less than you got fucked up.
Yes, and I told her, I was like, I told her, I was like, look at me, I did the very best I could with everything, with your psychological state, with your mental state, physically, financially. I did the best I fucking could on every avenue for us, and I still fucked you up completely. You still ended up in therapy. Why? Because I fucked you up with love. I was doing the best I could. You're gonna do it. You're gonna fuck your kids up, man.
Yep.
You just have to.
Just before my second grandbaby was born, like, God, a week and a half before. Like, it was so close. I got the 3 a.m. drunken call from my son, and, I mean, he was way blasted. It's like, they say 3 sheets to the wind. I think he was about 5.
Oh, Lord.
And he was just, like, blubbering and asking me, how can he make sure that he has a really good relationship with his kid, so that way if anything ever happens, he knows about it. I'm like, dude, the best you can do is don't ever break her trust. Don't ever break your daughter's trust. That's the best you can do. And there's no guarantee that you'll still find out everything. You're not going to. And then I wound up having to drive over to take care of him because, his girlfriend was freaking about to burst pregnant and could barely help him. And I stayed there until he sobered up, and he didn't even remember. He didn't remember me showing up. He didn't remember why he called me. He didn't even remember calling me. I'm like, damn, dude, been there.
Right? Totally. But I mean, we do. We have all our shit from our parents. We have all the shit that we carry around that we don't even know we're carrying.
Hey, Bex, we got some good stuff in there.
Oh yeah. I know. I've been waiting for.
Oh, come on!
For a moment.
Scream! Just fucking be like, shut the fuck up for a second.
No, it's cool. I like to let people go when they get on a. Anyway, May says not broken, just parts that need healing. Thanks, Bexy. She's referring to something I posted on the and my mental Facebook page, it said, I thought I was broken and needed fixing, but I was hurting and I need healing. It's a completely different concept.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
Completely.
And Nightmare says, as a kid, I was emotional, and my dad always said, put that shit in your gut and let it rest. And it took years, but now I know what he meant.
I hate watching people suck it up.
Yeah.
May says, it's our job to fuck our kids up, and then give them the tools to recognize how to cope.
Yeah.
Tommy says, you try to impart the wisdom you have learned and hope they listen.
And then
Nightmare says, they always listen. He said, listen, yes, properly. Process, maybe. May says, and then tell them, I told you so, when they make the same mistakes again.
Oh, yeah. And how about that?
Actually, that was one I promised I would never do with her, because my mom played the I told you so game, and I fucking hated it. So I was like, you know how that list of I will nevers?
Oh, yeah.
That was in my list of I will nevers.
Yeah, I always do this one, like, as my kids got older, and they did the teenage fuck-up things that you knew they were going to do, and be like, you should be very thankful I'm not an I told you so kind of person, because if I wasn't I told you so kind of person, I'd be telling you I told you so, but I don't say I told you so, so there you go. And he's like, you just said it like 4 times, like,
what would piss, right? What would piss Mackenzie off is, oh God. Okay, so what would piss Mickey off is, in my household, all right, I always allowed her an opinion in everything. We live in the same house. We share the same space. You have a right to state what's happening in this house, how it makes you feel. No matter how old you are, if you live in this house, you have a right to say that. Now, that said, she also understood that just because she stated her fucking opinion didn't mean I was going her way. It just means that you have a right to state your opinion. You have a right to speak in my fucking house.
You have a right to be heard.
Yeah. Her dad was in
I love
prison
that you do that.
until she was like 8 years old. And then when he got out finally, and she actually, through custody, ended up with visitation over there for half the summer, like, she'd call me so upset and just be like, Mom, I don't have a voice in this fucking house. Like, I don't have a voice. And she was never used to the because I said so. Not once in my life did I ever because I said so. You want to know why? Because you want me to fucking do something? Don't you dare expect me to do something without giving me a fucking reason why. It can be the dumbest reason on the goddamn planet, but I want to know why I'm doing what you want me to fucking do. There better be a reason.
Yeah.
Like, don't do shit blindly. It doesn't happen like that.
A line that I heard all the time that I have not used, and I really hope that I can make it through these last 2 kids without using it, is, as long as you live under my roof, ...
Oh, shit. Oh,
you know that one.
No. My word.
Man.
Yeah. We had the super open. Well, and that's why her friends were always, I mean, I sound like a horrible parent. No, I don't. I sound like a goddamn really good friend to some kids who fucking needed it. But I've had some, like, serious tough conversations with these kids, like, hey, Mom, how many times a day is too many to masturbate? And you're like, what the fuck? Okay, well, I get, like, really no, I'm telling you, like, I got asked some shit that I was like, okay, we'll answer it for you, because I'd rather you have an answer than just be out there fucking trying to figure it out.
Right.
Nobody ever talked to me about any of this shit. I learned about my period from fucking, that 1 hour in 5th grade that they fucking make you watch a video and separate you into the girls and the boys' rooms. That's the shit I knew about my fucking period. My mom told my sister all this shit and expected it to fucking be handed down from my sister. So I was fucking walking around out there super fucking clueless. I had no fucking idea. I didn't want any other kids to do that. So I was like, yeah, ask me questions. I'll fucking answer you. No problem.
Apparently, one time I told my oldest son that if you masturbate before you're 18, your dick will fall off, and I never said otherwise, and he actually believed it. I was kidding when I said it. God.
Oh, for the love of God.
So the first time he decided to masturbate, he was so scared. And I had no idea. He told me about it just like a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh shit, dude, I'm sorry. And he's like, it's like, there are so many things that you've said that I've learned was just bullshit. I'm like, I know. And he's like, you told us that the black part of the banana, the little stem at the end, that little black part, is poisonous. I went, no, I said it tasted really bad, like poison. You guys processed that one wrong.
God, your interpretation was wrong.
Yeah. And then my dad, and then he's like, you also told me that the tips of chicken wings were poisonous. I was like, I might have actually said that.
Oh my God.
So he'd go out and eat chicken wings, and he would leave the tip meat, and his friends were like, why aren't you eating that? He's like, isn't it poisonous? And then looked at him really weird. He's like, God damn it, Dad.
Oh my God, that's awesome. That is fantastic. Holy shit.
So yeah, talking about fucking up your kids, I was just being funny, I thought. Sorry, kids.
Well, you just do the best you can. They're all fucking different. You're gonna fuck it up.
Yeah. Now, so you saw yourself in the mirror, you quit.
Oh, Jesus. Whoa. Whoa. All right. Holy Hannah. All right, we're back.
We're back. And
wow, that was a hell of an offshoot.
It was a good one, though. It was definitely worth exploring.
Taking notes, is that how you remember how to get back to where we were? Because that was a fucking rabbit hole.
You'd think I do. I don't. I just do this all by memory.
Can I borrow your fucking brain for a day? Because I wish I could do that.
Well, I've done tech support for over 20 years. You kind of have to learn how to keep track of things like that.
Oh, I got you. Okay, so, yeah, mirror. Okay, so,
yeah, you
mirror, blah, blah, whatever.
Yeah, you pass off your stuff, you're done. And I was like, I had a moment kind of like that with weed. Friend I was smoking out with, he took my picture, and I got really freaked out, weirded out, paranoid over it. And when I sobered up, I was like, why in the fuck was I paranoid about one of my friends? Well, you know what? I'm done. And it was on my birthday. I went to his house. I'm like, here you go. I'm done.
I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Like, I spent $50 on this eighth of weed, which back then that was like, okay, good green stuff. Now that it's legal, it's like, you spent $50 on an eighth, you got fucking ripped off.
Oh, it depends on where you're at.
Here in Cali, you spent $50 on an eighth.
Oh, in Cali, off. Yeah.
It's you can just get it now, recreational.
Yeah. And well, it doesn't. And well, you can fucking grow it.
Yeah.
It's all good to go.
But back then.
So mirror, I quit, and actually, so like just like speaking of like the mirror thing, I think that was my senior year. Oh God, there was such a shitstorm of stuff. Like hey, you're stupid, dude. That was you. Are you for real? Jesus God Almighty, save me. Okay, so, Gage, no one's here. Thank you.
And May just said about weed in Cali, it's delivered to your door even. Yeah, pre-rolled for a penny.
Yes, it is, which is just amazing to me. Holy fucking hell. Yeah, so I quit, and then that was senior year.
Wow, okay, so you started your junior year, then your
I started.
Wow.
Yeah. I started at the beginning of my junior year and quit about January my senior year.
So about halfway.
So about a year and a half, and yeah. And then
you did not mess around. You went in full bore. You dove headfirst into that.
Oh, I fucking yeah.
Yeah, because the way you're telling the story,
I'm all or nothing, girl. Are you serious? I am fucking all or nothing all day long.
Just the way you're telling the story, right. I'm sitting there thinking, okay, so she's in her early to mid 20s. No, it was just a year and a half later. Holy shit!
Yeah, no, I went for it.
Your sister was right.
Do it right, man. Yeah, you think that was a good one? Ooh, that was like the easy run. All right, that one was my easy run. That was like, oh, let's dip our toes in the water of addiction, so that you take a couple years off and really fuck yourself up.
All right, so now you're out of high school. It's just a couple years later.
This is more than a couple years later. All right. I will leave no names. So how am I going to do this?
Well, how old were you when you fell back into this?
This was after my daughter was born.
Okay.
Okay. So I found out I was pregnant 3 days before my 21st birthday. I did not have an easy time with her father when I was pregnant. He got into some really bad stuff. I'm going to surface this as much as I can because there's a lot of privacy involved that I don't want to accidentally
I get that.
uncover.
And we don't have the ability to edit. This is live, so.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm stumbling. So you got to give me a second to figure out how I'm going to do this. So things were not fantastic with her dad. He got involved in a couple of different, we'll say, groups that he shouldn't have gotten involved with when it comes to drugs while I was pregnant. Okay, and I'm going to lead up to how I got involved again, because this has a lot to do with it. But I was stupid and I was blind and I was like, oh no, he's not doing that because I'm fucking dumb. All right.
Well,
long story.
You want to see the best in everybody. That's one thing I've known about you even way back then.
I have a lot of hope. I have a lot of faith in people, like completely blind fucking faith. It's so dumb, but it's just there. I can never get rid of it. It's who I am. So he got involved in some shit he shouldn't have gotten involved in, and let's see, and things went south, and he ended up in jail. That's the best way I can put it. Boom. Things got bad. Drugs involved. He ended up in jail. Bam. All right. And throughout this, I stuck with him, and did not realize, and this is nothing against him, because to this day I love him. He's really gotten his shit figured out. He's a really good fucking guy right now. He's really trying to work on himself, and that's that undying faith in people, right?
Right.
So, like, I'm not. I want to make it clear that, like
I said about Cedric Benson, he was a good person who did bad things.
Yeah, yes. He was just a drug addict. So let's see. So so he ended up in jail. Okay. And at that point in time, before he got put away, I didn't realize that I was miserable with him for a long time. Okay. I was very, very stuck on the idea of being with him rather than actually being in love with him. So I met up with some of his ex-friends actually, and kind of started partying a little bit. And I'm not talking about doing meth. I'm talking about just going to the bar and drinking. Right. And I found this all of a sudden, like, newfound, like, emotional freedom, physical freedom, fucking freedom. And I was working at Lalo's.
Oh,
okay.
I love Lalo's.
So I was working at Lalo's.
And I loved Lalo. Did you know that he and I were born in the same hospital a day apart?
Oh, are you serious?
Dead serious.
Really?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was working at Lalo's, and so my mom and my dad were watching Mackenzie for me when I was working, and it gave me all the freedom in the world at night. Right? I could go party, I could go out to the bar afterwards as long as I made it home before fucking sunrise. And so, like, at one point in time, I all of a sudden was like, oh my God, I'm happy. I haven't been happy in so long. This is what it feels like. I'm happy again. And so, basically, it was like being let free. Okay. And the only way I can describe what happened is literally, Braveheart.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Are you fucking ready for this shit? Because all of a sudden one day it was like, freedom! And that is totally what it felt like. And then I was just like a Tasmanian motherfucking devil. Like, it is over. We are fucking tearing this shit up. All right. So
basically, you look back at your life that you had, and you're looking at the fun and the freedom you're having now, and you're like, "Fuck that! I'm taking off. This is my life now."
Yeah. So mom and dad are watching the kid, and I don't have to worry about my baby at night. Gives me all the freedom in the world. I'm literally meeting up at a friend's house where we hang out in the shed every night. Now, here the problem is I went from snorting meth in high school to smoking the fuck out of it. Okay. And the difference in addiction for me, I'm not going to say for everyone because everybody has different shit. The difference in the addiction level of how fast it fucking hits your head and how easy it is to smoke it, for me, was a whole new motherfucking world. Like, I didn't know shit before that. Let me tell you what. It was a goddamn brand new world. And it was a bad world. I got into a lot of shit. I stole from people I shouldn't have fucking stolen from. I did a lot of shit that I should have gone to fucking jail for. I was just lucky enough not to get fucking caught. I ran with a lot of people I shouldn't have fucking run with. I didn't get involved with the people that he had gotten involved with. Because that was a level that I don't ever want to touch in my fucking life. And I'm not dumb enough to. So I'll tell you what, the thing that has always got me out of fucking trouble is I've always been a drug addict. I've never been a drug seller.
Yeah, that's a big one. I mean, cops don't care so much about popping a user. They would rather pop a dealer.
So I may have done a lot of drugs in my life, but I wasn't dumb enough to start selling shit. I've never sold a single fucking, well, I can't say that. I've sold very minimal amounts of drugs in my fucking life, all right? Because I haven't sold a dime bag of weed, you know what I mean?
I used to sell pot for a little while there.
Right, well, it is what it is, you know?
And I'm like, I was like the most clean edge, straight edge person in school and all that, and like when people found out that I actually sold, like, what the fuck? It's like, well, it was after high school. Wow. Yeah, I was as straight edge as they came back then.
I really, hey, now, Otis, are you serious, dude? What are you getting at? So I went and I mean, every single night I would go to this person's house where it was me and a group of fucking friends who I still, who I still consider to this day some of my very closest friends. There are two ladies, I would call, two females that through that specific addiction experience I got very, very fucking close and incredibly close with. And I'll say I am fortunate enough to still have a very close friendship with them, because that doesn't happen with drug addicts. No,
usually it's you're friends until the party's over.
Yeah, and we all split from that party at different times, but drugs or not, those bitches were there when I fucking needed someone.
That's powerful.
So, like, even if it was a connection through drugs, I fucking needed someone. So, and I loved drugs, so why the fuck not? And then, how did I quit that one? Okay, so here's how good that one was. That one was so good that I literally took, like, I was still a piggy bank girl. I still believe in like, chuck your change in the piggy bank when we still were playing with cash back then, right?
Right.
So I had a piggy bank and I would take, when I cashed out as a waitress, I would take all of my ones. So I would cash out and get, like my $89, and any ones would go in the piggy bank. Right? Piggy bank was a big motherfucking piggy bank.
I was going to say.
End of all of it.
Eating at restaurants, I know how many ones that get left on the table when I eat there. Although
but like I combine everything at the end of the night, so it was usually only 4 or 5, 4 ones at the most. But over the course of a long time, and all your change from spending cash at the grocery store, this and that and the other getting chucked in there, I had literally about I think it was $3,200 in this fucking. There were 20s in there. There was so much, and this thing was a 4-foot fucking piggy bank.
That's a big piggy bank.
Yeah, it was 2 feet fucking. It was a big pig. It was a big red fucking pig. Right? Like legit. And that fucker hold held a lot. It was about $3,200. Now, as a single mom, you would think that $3,200 you can do a lot with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can buy a lot of fucking crystal meth, let me tell you what. You can get a good amount of dope with $3,200 if you know the right fucking people. And you can have one fuck ton of a 25th birthday party.
Damn.
Yeah, that's what you fuck. That's what you can do with that. Yep. So that's what we did with that. Ultimately, I ended up moving away from my addiction. There, I wouldn't have if things hadn't gone severely south. All right. Not due to my fault, due to people that her father had previously been involved with. Okay. Really shitty things started happening. And I basically, I called my sister, said, hey, I need a place to run to. I'm fucking picking up my kid and not telling anybody where we're moving. And your house is it. I'll be there in 2 days. And I let my parents know shit was going really bad and told my dad, I have to, I got to leave my car here. I can't bring shit with me. I need you to move me. And loaded up a box of shit for me and a box of shit for my fucking 18-month-old kid and hopped in my parents, the back of my fucking mommy and daddy's car. And they drove me to my sister's house and dropped me off fucking there. And like on my way there, I had let her know, here's the deal. I need a house, I need a car, and I need a job. And she's like, no problem, we'll get it fucking figured out. So I show up there. My parents assisted with said home. Basically, they paid for it and I rented it from them on the agreement that whenever I moved out, I got what I had put into it as far as profit out of it minus their down payment. So they got everything they put into the house out of it and then gifted me the leftovers.
So you got the equity.
Yeah, thank you. I'm trying to think of the word. So
that's a good way to make a little nest egg.
Yeah, well, it's a very nice thing that a very privileged family was able to do for me.
Yeah, you're very fortunate.
Yeah, and don't think I don't fucking know it. All right. So there's that, and then so that's what happened with that one, and then I bought my car and we moved away from it. I slept the entire 2-day drive, just like a couple years before where I slept for 3 days in a row.
Right.
I slept the whole 2-day drive, and I honestly I could not tell you the last day that I did meth because I dabbled in it stupidly enough, but I fucked around with it a little bit when I was in Arizona. But gratefully, by the grace of God, it was a fuck around on the weekend thing, and it was like 2 or 3 times. I was like, hey, you're a fucking idiot. Are you stupid? You gonna go for 3 times, you dumb shit? So I talked myself out of that one, and so I would estimate, and it's you talk to like addicts, and they're like, no, everybody knows the day they fucking quit. Fuck you, I have no clue the day I fucking no clue. If you want to call when I moved to Arizona the day I quit, then I quit on December 4th of 2002. Well, other than that, if you want to like figure out the last day I did methamphetamines, don't fucking ask me. I have no idea. But let me tell you what. You know when they say that an addict is an addict and will always be an addict?
Yeah.
If I ever walked into a room where people were smoking meth, not sure I could actually walk out. I could walk out if they're sitting in there snorting it. But legit, and I wouldn't ask for it. But if somebody walked up to me with a fucking meth pipe and said, hey, you want a hit? I am pretty sure I couldn't say no.
Damn.
So at least I'm self-aware enough to know what I need to stay away from. I cannot be. I know people who are ex-meth heads who can be around it and just be like, no, that's not, I can't. I know me. I can't. I cannot even like My ex-husband and I used to watch Intervention, and if there was an intervention where some chick was smoking fucking meth, I was like, you got to change the channel. I cannot watch that. Like that creates this itchy little fucking need. Like I can't watch that.
So I take it you didn't watch Breaking Bad.
No, fuck no. Nope.
Yeah, there are scenes where they smoke it, and Jesus.
Yeah, I have heard. Yeah, no.
Now I never did it, so I can't compare.
I don't need to watch anything that I've been closely fucking involved in, and I've left a lot of shit out of this one. So like, I don't need to watch anything that I've been closely involved in. And then moving to Arizona was its own shitstorm.
Well, I mean, Arizona.
Well, you figure, well, there's just so much shit. There's just so much shit that like led up to that. And literally I was like, we're leaving, not telling anyone. See ya. I'll contact y'all some other time in life. Legit. Yeah, just fucking disappeared for a chunk of time. Not forever, but for a decent amount of time. I let his family know where we were at. He knew how to contact us through jail. I did let him know where we were going. I got a lot of flack for keeping him in her life because we basically ran from his creation and his. So I get a lot of shit. Not anymore, but for a long time I did. I got a lot of shit. I had to tell my parents that they were not allowed to speak to her about her father because I didn't want anything bad said about him, because I very truly believe that as long as shit is normal, she'll figure out whether her daddy's a good person or a bad person. I don't need to feed. I am not a believer in parents feeding shit of any sort of the other parent to their children at all. Your kids are smart enough to figure out who good people and bad people are.
Yeah. Actually, kids are better at it than adults most of the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Kids and puppies.
Yep. It's like, if my dog doesn't like you, we'll never be friends. That'll never happen. If my dog doesn't like you, no.
Oh, yeah. Oh, is it for real snowing? Son of a bitch. Just what I want to do, sit outside in the snow with the puppy. Pee for me, puppy. It is not supposed to snow tonight.
Well,
Not.
The weatherman can say whatever he wants. The weather's still going to weather how it wants.
Dude, I'm done with it. Got back to Montana. It's no full time there.
Seriously, the two professions where you could get away with not knowing what you're doing, lying and being wrong.
Oh, totally.
Weather
Just
reporting and politics.
Yeah, absolutely. I should have been a weatherman.
Seriously, get paid to be wrong. Fuck yeah. I could be wrong all the time.
Even if you have absolutely no idea what the fuck you're doing, nobody knows. Like, you don't even have to lie. Just make shit up every day. You can look out like in the morning. Nah, smells like it might rain at 2. That's what we're going to say.
Go outside in California and look around and be like, this is earthquake weather.
You see how all them birds are leaving?
You see how all the animals are freaking the fuck out?
Seriously. Oh my god, this is earthquake weather.
Now the funny thing is that all the earthquakes that I've tracked of, like the big ones in California, they all happened on sunny days. But when people go, whoa, maybe there's a connection, it's like, well, you also have to figure it's California. We have a lot of fucking sunny days.
Right? Come on. Seriously.
Only Arizona has more.
Dude, let me tell you what. It was a hard move from Arizona to Boise.
Whew. Yeah.
Fuck.
Now, you went further north than, more like latitude-wise than where we grew up. Nope. Mm-mm.
Mentally, it was fucking, emotionally, it was some rough shit. Seriously.
Well, I have seasonal affective disorder. If I were to go into Idaho during the wintertime, my walls would be decorated with little bits of Eric everywhere.
So I
Oh, god damn it! I just
I
name dropped
ended up
myself.
getting
God damn it!
little.
It wasn't me.
See, we've literally only gone 2 episodes without my name being dropped.
Oh, that's right.
And now
See,
the last 2 name drops were because of me, myself.
Well, dumbass, naming yourself?
Yeah.
Come on.
It's not like anybody doesn't already know
See,
my
you
name.
can't
if
even
listen.
get pissed off at anybody. See, that's why I was like, fuck it. I don't care who knows who I am. We're gonna fuck it up anyway.
It's just a dead name. I just dead named myself. No, but seriously, for those people that really do suffer over their dead name, seriously, we had at least one person on who has a dead name. I don't even know what their dead name was, and I'm good with that.
All right.
That was
works.
a great episode,
Well,
too. It's where the skin babies came from.
Yes.
Why does it even matter anyway? It's just a name. We're all people.
Some people, it really means a lot.
No. I understand wanting to not trust. That's why, like, through half of this, I was like, okay, how in the fuck am I gonna pull this off without really saying what actually happened for people who actually like D, who fucking D already knows everything.
Well,
You know, he was in the mix of. Actually, that motherfucker was telling me the other night. He's like, "You're an intimidating little bitch. I remember when you almost bit my fucking head off when you were pregnant. You just looked at me and said, I'm not in the fucking mood." Yeah, he's like, and I came and laid down on the bed next to you and fucking like put my hands together, and I didn't move. I was like, "Is it okay if I'm not gonna move?"
I love D. I don't. It was like, just he was just such a catalyst for so much.
He has been my big brother since I was 14 years old. That motherfucker, him and another friend of about the same stature. Okay. All right.
Okay.
You with me? You
Yeah.
with me? All right. And I won't add any letters or anything, but another friend of about the same stature have like just been these people who have always fucking just big brothered me. Just no, don't fuck with her. Don't like, are you like, just always made sure everything was okay. And both of them were there through my daughter being born and through a lot of the like really, really like actually there through a lot of the shit the second time that everything went down. Like when everything went down with her dad. And I mean, those two were fucking, they were there.
Yeah. And I really hope that they know, especially D, because I know him better, know just how loved they really are. I mean, especially D came from like the shittiest history and still gets raked through the mud constantly. And he's just the coolest, nicest dude ever.
Biggest fucking heart on the planet.
He really is, yeah.
Yeah.
Right there with
seriously.
Bexy too. Freaking heart of gold.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry.
The world like basically shat on Bexy and just kept shitting on her, kept shitting on her, kept shitting on her. Heart of gold. She's one of the sweetest people I know.
You don't find good fucking people, and somehow I don't know why it's the people who get shit on a lot that come out okay.
Right? And there's the people that get their lives handed on a platter and they come out fucking assholes.
Right? Right? You're like, wait a fucking minute. What is this shit?
Yeah. But no, D actually came on and he actually shared his story about his son's tumor one episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I've been wanting to get him back on again. He was going to come back on, but the storms started coming in, so, and he's doing winter night work. So, yeah,
Yep.
that ain't happening. I'm trying to get him back on so he could tell his backstory, too.
Yeah, because there's a lot of it. There really is. He's one of the best people ever, though.
I made Bexy cry.
I remember his girlfriend in high school almost kicked my fucking ass because I put my feet up on his lap during typing class. Once again, Miss Falls.
I had McNames.
Mr. McNames?
Yeah.
Oh, no. It was computer class. It wasn't typing. No, maybe it was McNames. Because Falls had fucking computers and McNames had typing.
Yeah, he had the electric typewriters.
Mr. McNames was the shit. I love that man.
I love both of the McNameses. They were amazing.
Seriously. We had a couple of decent teachers in that place.
Yeah, there's a few that were really remarkable, and a lot of just shitheads. But I mean, there's a Facebook page about if you were at that high school between certain years.
The one that was made by T.
Yeah. And did you see the one I posted about? Did the coach ever give you a nickname? And if so, what was it? It was great.
Blevins hated me.
What? You'd be the only person.
Oh, no. Right? How weird is that? I'm so cute and sweet and fucking... No. Mr. Blevins and I did not get along. And fucking Jana, I don't know how in the hell I was a cheerleader for as long as I was. Fucking Jana and I did not get along.
Damn. Meanwhile, my nickname was Madman. Because everything, I went 100%. Didn't matter what it was.
I just got the last name. That's it.
Damn. That sucks.
That's all I got. I just got the last name. Nah, I'm good with it.
No, it sucks.
Shit. Are you serious? There's 7 billion people on this planet.
Yeah.
That's all right. I'm like, and to each his own. People not everybody's ever made to all get along with each other.
There's 7 billion people on this planet, and right now some of them are masturbating.
Not some. There's a fucking lot, dude.
Yeah.
Guarantee you.
Oh yeah.
Much more than a handful.
Well, it's like when people da 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 da.
I was waiting, goddammit,
But one of my favorite jokes, and I drop this one on occasion when we go camping, when someone's sitting there going, God, I love the sounds of nature. And I'm like, yes. The sounds of every creature within hearing range, all desperately trying to get laid.
Right? That's all they do.
That's what they're doing.
All they do. They're peeing and fucking. That's it.
Yep.
God, I want that. Can I have that life?
Yeah, use it. By all means.
I would like to just be like one of those, I'm going to be an animal. That's it.
And meanwhile, Nightmare said that space is the next conquest. Which,
I'm going to be a pig or a dolphin. Those are the two choices, pigs and dolphins.
If I were to come back as whatever I wanted to be, I'd have to be a jumping spider.
Why?
Penguin.
Because jumping spiders are freaking cute and they have a ton of personality.
They're adorable. They're fucking adorable. They really are.
They're also super athletic and the most intelligent of spiders.
If we're talking just like sexually bound, what I would come what would be your like sexual spiritual animal that you come back as?
I'd have to be a female pig because those fuckers have the best orgasms.
They have a 30-minute orgasm.
Yep.
Are you? Please, somebody give me a 30-minute orgasm. You will be my God. Okay? Straight up, you will be my God.
It's like, some women could have like a 30-second orgasm, and guys are just like, that's just not fair.
Right? Guys are like the turtles. Ah.
Oh, the fucking turtles, man.
Oh my God, you've seen that shit, right? That is the epitome of like male humping. They get like this fucking like strained look on their face, and then their necks fucking start busting out.
Bulge way out.
Yep, that's a guy having an orgasm. That's what it looks like.
Yep, and they're just fucking tortoises. Yeah.
No. Oh my God, man.
I saw that on this Animal Planet, and I looked over at my parents going, this is awkward. Oh, you're muted again, Sarah. Still muted. I just sent it. There you go. You're back.
Sorry. But yeah. Well, it's either that or dolphins, because dolphins dolphins are the other ones that just fuck for fun.
Yeah, they're the only.
Everybody else is all about procreation. Yeah, dolphins are like, hell yeah.
They'll also take pufferfish and irritate them so they can get high and pass them around.
They get totally stoned off of them. It's awesome. But they gotta avoid the otters, because otters will rape them little baby fucking dolphins to death.
Well, to be fair, the adult dolphins will rape otters to death too, so.
To be fair, adult dolphins are actually fucking assholes.
They will drown people just to masturbate on them.
Yeah, no, like, adult dolphins are actually, a lot of those real cute animals, you're like, oh, that's how you survived being an asshole. You're fucking cute.
Hey, same reason that kids survived, baby time. They're assholes, but they're beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely fucking insane. But, holy shit. It's fucking animals.
Literally.
Animals are awesome though, and I mean, we're animals.
You and me, like, baby, we are nothing but mammals.
we're fucked up in multiple ways. We're the most fucked up ones, but hey, somehow all these ones can figure it out.
We got self-awareness, and I don't think it did us any favors.
No, and honestly, this is nice and all, but once we like really started figuring out like electricity and technology, I think we did some shit that we thought was good, but it was completely irreversible, and god damn, it's gonna be hard to come back from.
Okay, so you want to hear something kind of funny? So, the village of Pompeii. The one that got buried by...
Wait. When you say funny and then you start with that.
No, it trusts me on this one. So, thanks to the way that the volcanic ash engulfed the city, that there are a number of walls that were left completely perfectly preserved. Graffiti and all. And it turns out... Yes, and it turns out when they translated what was on the walls... It was the same kind of shit that you read in graffiti today. Like, so-and-so's a bitch.
Like, yeah, or fucking Jones was here, motherfucker.
Yeah, or if for a good time, find, this chick. Just like... Are
you for real?
I'm for real. It shows that, there was like, awesome. They were such an enlightened people. They were just the same as us.
PG, knock it off. Leave them alone. I don't think actually, and that goes to prove it, we haven't changed a whole fucking lot.
No, we really haven't. As far as, we have come a long way and gone nowhere at all at the same time.
Yeah. We have not advanced, we have not fucking changed. The rattlesnake has adapted better than we have, all right?
Well, we don't adapt. We adapt our environment to us, not the other way around.
Yeah, exactly. You know that rattlers are starting to not rattle?
Well, that's scary.
Okay, there you go. Because they found out that while it fucking, warns predators away, it also lets their prey know where the fuck they are.
Scares the prey away.
So, supposedly, they're starting to, not rattle anymore.
Well, that for a long time over in China... that where tigers were native, that the people that live there would wear masks on the back of their head because a tiger will not attack you to your face. They're an ambush predator. Well, the tigers have learned what a mask looks like.
Shut the fuck up.
So they're starting to attack people who don't blink.
Oh. Are you fucking serious?
I am dead serious.
That is scary shit. That's scary.
Yeah, I read about that when I was still living in San Diego. That was back somewhere between 2000 and 2006. I was like, no, that's bad.
That is some fucking adaptation right there. That's some nasty, nasty shit. Seriously. Puppy, you have not pooped all day long. You're making me so uncomfortable.
So, Nightmare just said... Human advancement is slow as fuck. Estimated time to reach Type 1 civilization is 150 years. Type 2 is over 1,000 years off. And then May, does anyone else hear All Along the Watchtower? I fucking love that song. You just say it and it's already in my head. What?
That's awesome.
I'm not even going to try to sing like Jimmy because I can't sing like Jimmy.
I'm not even going to try. We're not even going to attempt that. Fuck that.
No. There's some artists that I will attempt that some people are like, don't you do it, but I do it okay. I do a decent enough job. That's one. Nope. I know my limits.
Yeah.
I don't do Michael Jackson either.
There's some shit that people just shouldn't fucking try. You know? Like, Jesus. When Panic at the Disco tried to do fucking Bohemian Rhapsody, I almost shit myself. And then I was like, don't do it. And then I was like, oh, you did it.
You bastards.
No, somehow they pulled it off like fucking mad, dude.
You know, they also did the cover for Into the Unknown from Frozen 2.
Yes, they did.
As a matter of fact, it's them on the end credits.
Well, what's funny is I was dragged to that concert by my daughter kicking and fucking screaming. And I was like, Jesus, God, okay, we're really going to go to one of the best concerts I've been to. Like, honestly, some of her bullshit concerts, I've been like, really? Like, how is this one of the best concerts I've seen?
The best concert I've ever seen was Nine Inch Nails. Not gonna lie. Hands down. Best
Really?
show I've ever seen. Oh, God, yes.
Best show, hands down. Ooh. Best show I've been to was Incubus. No, God. That's hard.
Like, and I've watched Kiss twice. I've watched Nine Inch Nails twice. Kiss is great. Live, they are great. Whether you like their music or not, it is a great show to go to. Like, holy shit, it was great. Nine Inch Nails blows them out of the water.
So, see, I have been to so many, there's just so many different genres that, like, I'm like, I can't be like, ooh, best concert. I can be like, okay, for, like, one of the best concerts I've ever been to was James Taylor. You know, simply because I got to sit down and enjoy a very melodic concert with a glass of fucking wine and a friend.
I'm going for, it's like mind-blowing special effects and light show.
Okay. See, and I am all about the fucking Paramore. Like, if you want a concert where you're going to hear a fucking person sing exactly like you fucking hear them on the radio, go watch that bitch in action. No joke. Fucking astounding.
Someone that's actually better live than they are recorded, like way better live, Sammy Hagar.
Really?
Oh, God,
really?
Yes. Oh, God, yes.
Really?
Yeah. I could see that.
I went to one of his concerts once, and it was unbelievable. He was so good. Like, the recordings... I won these
random tickets to fucking Joe Satriani, and I was like, all right, fucking very, very awesome fucking concert. Very awesome concert.
Well, yeah, Joe Satriani, he's a fucking legend.
Exactly, but like...
You know who he taught to play guitar? Kirk Hammett from Metallica.
Exactly.
He taught a million fucking people.
Yeah.
But like, it was just...
Metallica
it was
is a different awesome show, by the way.
It was a different air than I ever expected.
That's my favorite is Metallica and Godsmack.
I've never been to either.
Ooh, I would fucking love to do that.
If I were to get a great trio while they're in their prime, because obviously Kirk Hammett's not Kirk. His James Hetfield's voice is not the same anymore. It's a lot.
Oh no, yeah.
But if I could get them at their prime, Tool, Disturbed, Godsmack, fuck yeah.
So.
And might as well throw Pantera in there while we're at it, because yes.
Fucking fantastic. Tool was fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's a
I went to their
bucket
10,000 Days concert. It was fucking fantastic. It was amazing. What was it? When the Family Values tour was still going on, I went to a couple of those.
Nice.
The whole fucking lineup for that actually happened on one of my birthdays one year. The whole lineup for that thing was fucking outrageous.
I mean, you had Limp Bizkit at their prime, Korn at their prime, you had Stained at their prime. I mean,
fucking
Jesus.
Flyleaf, fucking all. I mean, so much. I mean, so many. And then I actually was lucky enough to have a chance to see Rage Against the Machine at Coachella.
Now, I would love to have seen Rage on their first album. I don't really care for anything after their first album. I just don't. Their first album is so gritty and angry.
I can't argue a whole... There's a couple things. There's not a whole lot, but their first album will always have my heart.
Right. I mean, yeah, there's a song here, a song there afterward, but that first album, from beginning to end, it is just so gritty and raw and angry. And then after that, it's like, God. It's funk with angry lyrics. I'm like...
And you felt it, dude. You felt that shit in your... Like, you were fucking angry with them. You fucking screamed that shit out in your fucking car. Like, that... Like, it was emotional, and it tied you to them.
Yeah, I mean, who didn't sit there, throw their fingers up, go, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me?
Oh, my God, right?
I mean,
fucking seriously.
Jesus.
A whole little hatchback with my 6x9s. Are you fucking serious?
I remember that car.
Yeah, fucking Roscoe, that shithole little fucking white Corolla.
Nice.
And I had a friend put a system in it for his senior project.
Nice. And I mean, seriously, hatchbacks with a good sound system are the best things ever.
Dude, that little fucking car that I destroyed that poor little... But, you know, actually...
You remember my truck?
Yeah.
My old 56 truck?
Dude, I don't know how... whoever taught us how to fucking drive, like, our parents must have been awesome. Because we all drove vehicles to places that those vehicles never should have been able to make it to.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
Like my truck, it was a 3/4 ton pickup with a 1 ton rear end. It did 35, 40 miles an hour tops. I took that fucker everywhere.
Right? Well, and it cracks me up because I sit here and was like so worried about my daughter, like moving to Mount Shasta because she's not used to snow, this, that, and the other. I'm like, you need an all-wheel drive. And then I'm thinking about it, I'm like, wait the fucking minute. I didn't even own chains.
Yeah, all you need is a front-wheel drive with a pretty heavy little engine to really cut through the snow, and you use skinny-ass tires. People
and don't stop unless you have to.
Exactly. And you know what? Honestly, chains, they're not that hard to work with.
They're not. But man, living at the top of fucking McLeod Avenue up that fucking 3 Mile Hill.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Stop at that stop sign at Adams on that motherfucker and get going again. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, in the
snow? You just fucking go and pray. You just pray. You keep going and pray. Please, God.
Yeah, if you stop at that stop sign and there's any snow on the ground, when you hit the gas the next time, you're going backwards. That's just all there is to it.
God. But have you been home at all lately?
It's been a minute, about a year or two.
Okay, so you've been there recently, and okay.
I still have family up there and friends.
Okay.
Like, my parents are in Reading, so I go visit there a lot, and then so then I can just hop up from there.
All right, got you. It's sad.
I know. The last time I went through the town, I'm just like, you know what? If I come back, I will visit people. Do not make me drive through Mount Shasta Boulevard, please. Don't let me go on Lake Street. I don't want to see it. It's sad.
Because it's depressing because everything's shut down.
Yeah. And even a couple of years ago, before like COVID hit, it's like you had all these crystal shops because all the legitimate businesses were shutting down. Yep.
And now you have like a pharmacy. The thing that kills me that I never like, how does everything close before 8 o'clock at night?
I never understood that. Like, literally the only thing that was open after that was the Gold Room and the Vets Club. Okay, you had Round Table until 11. Or 10 or 11.
Not anymore.
Yeah, you don't even have Round Table anymore.
Nope. Not anymore. Not even close.
I never thought that Say Cheese would be the one that won.
Well, when the manager's selling meth out the back, we got to do something. Just saying.
Makes sense.
But keep in mind, back in the day, I would have supported the fuck out of that.
Also,
I've been like, yes, sir, I'll keep your business open single-handedly, motherfucker. Let's do it.
at the same time with the whole roundtable thing too, is like the day I knew it was done was the day that John sold it to corporate. That was the day that was the day it died.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know. There's talk about somebody possibly trying to open it back up.
Honestly, that remodel they did, I thought was a bad idea.
I didn't even know they remodeled it. They remodeled it?
Oh, God, yeah, years ago. When I was
Really?
still in high school. Because it used to be really dark and dreary the whole way in a big game room. Then they reduced the game room to like 1/3 its size, and they made the front all modern and light. But then the rest was still that dark and dreary castle-feeling round table that you loved. But then you go up to the counter.
The fucking dungeon.
Yeah, but then you go up to the counter and it's all bright and light. It's like, fuck my eyes! Ah!
You're like, do you not understand that I am fucking stoned in here?
Hey, I got to see someone do a snort a line of salt there. That was interesting.
So
instant nosebleed.
Round table was always the go-to if you needed a place to smoke cigarettes.
Or if you were stoned and wanted dim lights and wanted snacks.
Yes. And if you needed to buy cigarettes because they had the vending machine in the entryway.
Until it became illegal.
Yeah. But then when they got rid of the vending machine, your only option in town if you were underage was to go to Cervelli's. Because those motherfuckers would sell anybody anything.
Yes, they would. Yes, they would.
Like, you could be 12 years old walking up in there, I want some beer.
Yep. And what's funny is that I actually live right around the corner from Cervelli's. Like my whole life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Not the new location, when it became Crispy's.
Which is closed now, too.
Yeah. I mean, Cervelli's, their sandwiches, the best. When I went to Crispy's, not as good.
No.
They were tasty. Yeah, they were tasty, but they weren't I'm going to go spend a day skiing on the mountain and I need a fuck ton of food.
All right. You know goddamn well that a place makes a sandwich fucking right when you have an entire town full of people 30 years later talking about how they want a fucking Cervelli's sandwich, okay?
Yeah. I mean,
you talk to anybody who lived there when Cervelli's was there and you're like, yo, you remember Cervelli's? People just, Cervelli's was the shit.
It was. Yeah, and I mean, Marconi's used to have sandwiches, but
Before they became Berryville?
Yeah, the one that became Berryville, but they lost out because Cervelli sandwiches kicked the shit out of them.
Well, in fucking Mount Shasta Super now is the only place you can get a sandwich.
Their chickens, their roasted chickens. You had to order and reserve it at like 8 in the morning in order to be able to get one for dinner.
Are you serious?
You didn't know that?
No, I had no fucking idea.
God, their rotisserie chickens were amazing.
Really?
Like, you literally had to order it like before 9 a.m. and you picked it up at 6.
Dude, you are on some serious food porn right now. Oh, God!
Anyway, we have run for over 2.5 hours. We're
just rambling on. It's been fucking fun.
It has been, and thank you very much for sharing and being so open about the addiction and everything. You brought in a new insight I never knew, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. This was you definitely opened my eyes to some things that I was unaware of too. So
yeah,
and not only was it entertaining, but it was informative.
Right, and it's not like we, like both Bexy and it's not like we don't have other people who have addictions in our lives. We do. But you were able to give us some insight that we'd never had before, so thank you.
Oh, I really actually had I had a fun 2.5 hours.
Nice. Now, I still want to...
I really did. I very much enjoyed this.
If I do the high school reunion episode, would you be interested?
I am down for this anytime. Anything you want to talk about, I'm in.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I am 100% in.
Fantastic. All right, so again, thank you very much. Love you. I'm glad that you came on. Everybody, like the episode. Follow us. Make sure you have Spreaker on your phone so you get alerted when we go live. I'm thinking for Season 5, we're going to do 5 minutes of instrumental ahead of time, so that way it gives everybody a chance to get into chat before we start. Let me know what you think about that. I'd love to hear some feedback on that. Either here or on our Facebook page, facebook.com/mentallivecast. Until next week, which... great episode coming up. I can tell you this right now. This is going to be such a great episode. It's a listener who felt like they had imposter syndrome when they first started listening. Now, they've come a long way, and they're one of our first listeners, so this is going to be awesome. Until then, I'm E.
I'm Betsy.
We'll see you next week.